Welcome in, chat. How we doing? How we doing? How we doing? Amphi with the first. Welcome in, Amphi, Attic, Genie, 21, and Y. Good night. Have a good stream. Chud, Blood just pulls up to tell me that I'm late and then says good night. Hello? What is this? If you're going to complain about me being late, you best stick around, buddy. Hello, exclamation mark. Thank you for the good luck. Welcome in, Odin, as well. Not short, but whatever. Goodbye. Why does everybody just pull up to say, like, dumb shit and then leave? Hello? This is bullshit. I don't stand for it. I'll be back. Lol. Brother, you can just call. You just pulled up just to call me short. Nah, your ass is staying, buddy. Your ass is staying. Would you rather me not pull up at all? Genie, I'm literally not even talking about you, brother. You always stream when I go to bed. I appreciate you, Shock. Fine, I'll mute then background. Yeah, because if you did stand up, we wouldn't be able to see you. He didn't see the Google Docky on Twitter about him today. What is a Google Docky? Sorry I'm late. Sorry I'm late. Might as well ban me. Yeah, get this Tyrannus guy out of here. Just kidding. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in 3. How we doing? How we doing? How we doing? On this fine Tuesday evening. How we doing, chat? I'm not late. You're late. Well, both of us were late. Ban Genie. He used the wrong pronoun. Ban 3. They were also late. It's tragic, bro. It's Wednesday afternoon and 11 p.m. is not evening. Wednesday afternoon for me. What would you call 11 p.m. if it's not evening? Night? My bad. Late night. I mean, are we dead ass right now? That is the same shit, different butt, bro. I mean, what are we doing? That we are splitting hairs at that point. Do you guys want alternate Discord server drama? Depends on what it is, I guess. Afternoon is like 8 p.m. at max and evening is up to like 3 a.m. I would say afternoon stops at 5 and then 5 from like, yeah, 3 a.m. is all evening. Someone posted a picture of their literal shit in the shitpost channel. Okay, honestly, hot take, I know. Hot take, I know. That shit's funny. Okay, here's the differentiation though. If it's a private server with like people that I know and with especially people that I know IRL, that shit's funny. If it's a public server with like randos and you do that, weirdo activity. Weirdo activity. It has nearly 400 people in it. Yeah, see, like that shit's weird. But if somebody did that in my like private Discord server of like IRL friends, where there's like probably a dozen of us that interact on a non-yearly basis, like that would be funny. I don't know if that's a bad take or not, but it's a take that I'm having. That shit would be funny. If it was an IRL server, it's funny, but it has like 400 people. Yeah, in a public server of 400 people, not even of 400 people, just like in a public server, that's stupid. That's crazy. 5 p.m. is a respectable cutoff time for afternoon. Yeah. I feel like noon until 5 p.m. is afternoon. And then 5 p.m. until 3 a.m. is evening. That's kind of weird. Maybe the cutoff is like 1 or 2 a.m. Nah, because I feel like 1 a.m. is still evening. That's because that's like dead center of the night. No, for most people, 1 a.m. 2 a.m. is like maybe dead center. Regardless. And then I think morning is like anywhere from like 2 a.m. to 3 a.m. up until like noon. 6 to 7 a.m. All right, fuck you. New rule just got added. Do not post pictures of feces anywhere. It's crazy. That is wild. Kiwi and 21 with the 3 streams. Have you played the new Ark update? I'm gonna keep it a $1.75. Why? I have played Ark literally one time. Literally one time. And it's not because it wasn't a good game, because I actually did enjoy myself playing. I just queued with like a rando stack. I played like 2 or 3 games in a trio with a bunch of randos. It was a fire game. I enjoyed Ark like quite a bit. But I got other games to play, bro. Like I got other games to play. Brother play solos? Is that the norm in Ark? I just queued with randos. I had a fun time. I just have like way more games that I've been playing, so I haven't hit it back up. I'd be down to check it out again, but I just haven't. It's a fire game though. Like again, to reiterate, not because I don't enjoy it. It was fun, but I don't know. There's other stuff higher on the priority list, I guess. I would say afternoon is 12:01 to 11:59 p.m. because noon is 12 p.m. and all the time between 12:01 and 11:59 happens afternoon. Well, now we're getting into the weeds, because wouldn't midnight also technically be afternoon? Wouldn't 11:59 a.m. the next day technically be afternoon? Like, so that, now we're just getting into the weeds. No? Has Buddy never lived a full day before? Buddy was literally born yesterday and then just used rare candies to get him to a point where he had the cognitive ability to type in a Twitch chat. 12 a.m., that's a different day. It's still afternoon. Doesn't matter if it's a different day. It's still afternoon. That would be before noon. Noon is noon backwards. We're getting off topic, chat. We are completely off the rails. Slay the Spire stream with Nightmare soon, eventually. Are you saying that you're doing that, or are you telling me that I should do that? Because either way, cool. And also, I kind of agree. Right now is the morning because it's noon, because it's before noon tomorrow. No. No, me and Nightmare are gonna play Slay the Spire multiplayer. Oh, huge. That'll actually be super fun. That will be super fun, actually. Very, very cool. He said he wanted to on stream? Hell yeah. I beat A10 Clad on Spire after so long. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I got to like Ascension 5 on like every character aside from the Silent. Silent is beating my ass right now. One of two, every time that I've queued Silent in the past like week or so, one of two things has happened. I eat shit in the early game and it's like not even close. I just get destroyed. On like Ascension 2, I get absolutely destroyed in the early game, or I get a run off the ground. It's a really good run, and then I just die to like an Act 3 Elite or the Act 3 boss because I get like, I don't want to blame it on shit draws because that's chuddy. But, like, every time, every time it has been like, oh, I've been blocking for, like, 80 plus the past, I don't even know how many turns. And now on this turn, I draw, like, 2 strikes and, like, 3 dazes. And I just get my ass handed to me. Which, like, skill issue, but those are, it has been no in between. I either die on, like, round 4 or I die, like, two rounds before I win the entire game. What's your thoughts on Sunlight? I know you're a vampire, but please be fair. I'm not a vampire, chat. What are you talking about? You know I'm a vampire. Will Wave with the 65 streak. Also, I didn't call it out, but 3 with the 120 stream. That's crazy. Sounds like a skill issue. It's not a skill issue, buddy. Okay, it's definitely a skill issue, but also I don't know. Silent's like the only character that I consistently eat shit on, though. Like, even Necrobinder, I was, like, 0-4 for the longest time, and then I picked up Necrobinder again. I lost, like, 1 run. I said, I understand it now, and then I went on, like, a 4 streak going through the Ascensions. Like, I feel like every character I'm not in like a high ascension on any of them, but like where I'm at in the game with every character, I feel like every other character I can get minimum like 50-50 wins. Maybe like 40-60 or 60-40 because like Regent is huge. I really love Regent, and like Ironclad I kind of suck with. But like in the I can get like in the range of a 50-50 win, like win-loss with every other character. Silent, I don't know if it's if I don't understand it or if I'm just getting lucky with the other characters. But like Silent, I think I'm probably close to like 4-15 on Silent. And it's the only, and Silent is the only character where I don't have like Ascension 4 or 5 unlocked. I'm still on Ascension 2 with Silent. I don't know, bro, I don't know what it is. Do you think someone else should be the starter character other than Ironclad? I'd say Defect. No, I think Ironclad's a pretty good starter character. Defect feels too gimmicky. I would agree. I think Defect is easier for people to win with, but I think Ironclad for somebody yeah, it's the easier starter. From the perspective of somebody who's played Spire before, or even games like it, I think Defect is the easiest character to win with. But for somebody who just bought Slay the Spire today and is looking at it for the first time, I think Ironclad is like the quintessential like starter character for you to get like inclined with the game. Because all Ironclad is like block damage, deal damage. That's his entire character. He's got archetypes where it's like self-hit archetypes. You got barricade. He's got different builds, but like absolute baseline, Ironclad is just you block when they swing. When they don't swing, you deal damage, and that's like half of the entire character. I feel like that's completely fine. Ironclad is the tutorial. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Excuse me. Might be a hot take, but Necro might be the most broken potential-wise. Yeah, Necro is definitely, like, potential man or potential... Is Necro's a chick, right? Potential woman? You know what I mean? Shock, what Zelda games have you played, if any? My first Zelda game was actually on the NES Classic. It was, like, the OG Zelda from, like, 1980-something. Fire Zelda game, but it's a retro game, and I suck at all retro games. I just don't have the patience to beat them. One day I will. But I just sucked at that game. I did enjoy it, but I've never gotten, like, even remotely close to beating that game. And then I also played Breath of the Wild. Pretty soon after it came out. Breath of the Wild I enjoyed, it just didn't really grasp me. I'm not like, or at least I wasn't. I've started warming up to them as of recent, but I'm not the biggest fan of like story games with non-linear paths. When story games have too many non-linear paths on like too big of a map, I don't know if this is relatable or not, but I get like, it's not like FOMO, but it's like I get anxiety with like there's so many decisions because I want to see everything. I want to be able to like collect all the shit, do all the missions, etc. And there's a lot of like big like non-linear story games where I feel like if I do it in like a wrong order, it's going to be a bad experience. And so I usually just don't touch those games because I get in my own head about it. Don't know if that's relatable. I've been getting over it a little bit because I've been playing like, I guess Red Dead is like pretty linear, but like Red Dead 2 I enjoyed quite a bit. And that's not like super linear, even though it's like the main story is like kind of linear. But yeah, that's I got like probably 10 or 12 hours deep into Breath of the Wild, and I was like, there's too much shit going on. I'm gonna drop this game. But it was fun. I did like it. Playing through Ocarina of Time right now fucking deserves the praise. Yeah, I do have to play Ocarina of Time. I've heard like nothing but good things about Ocarina of Time. Just checked, Necrobinder uses her. Got it. Okay. Do you own a turbo graphics? I don't know what the hell that is. So probably not. Excuse me. All right, plan for the day. Daily games. We're doing daily games, obviously. We're not dropping those. Oh, did Balatro Guesser go back online, or is Balatro Guesser just dead? We'll find out. Super Scran's still dead. RIP in the chat. And then we're going to do more gold stake games. Deck redeems are still on for the foreseeable future. If we don't have any redeems, we'll probably just like cycle left to right, because I'm not even really trying to win streak. I'm just trying to get like reaccustomed with gold stake since I've been like completely washed. Is Defect sentient? I would assume. It's like it's a playable character, right? Aren't all playable characters sentient? I mean, even the fucking even when you play like inanimate objects, like the bread from that one game that was really big in like 2014, where you just like played as a slice of bread. That bitch was still like sentient. No. Can you have a non-sentient player character? This is a genuine question, because I can't think of any examples. All right, Ball of Trottle's definitely throwback today. It hasn't been a throwback yet. Oh my god, it's not throwback. No RNG, not related to Molt, non-scaling, or common Joker. So we can try common Econ. Let's go faceless. And then if it's more than $4, we know what it is. To-do list. All right, solid 3 guesser. Not bad whatsoever. Dubs. I am bread. Yeah. I am bread. That was the game. Balatro guesser is not... Oh, never mind. It is online. I was about to yell at chat for lying to me. 80K? What is this, bro? It's got to be green... Oh, but it's a boss. What is 80K for a boss? Is this green... Is this green stake? Like, anti-7? No, surely not. I guess it could be. I'm going to go green stake anti-7 normal deck. Background is water, correct? If it's not this, I don't know what it is. It is green stake. It is water. It's not anti-7. Got to be anti-6 then, huh? What the fuck? Okay, so if it's anti-7, it's not green. Is this just white stake? Wait, am I dumb? Is this just white stake? No, surely not. Is this anti-6 gold? What is gold stake scaling, bro? It's not anti-6 white, so it's got to be anti-6 purple then. Oh, and it's not normal either way, so this is a plasma angle. Okay, well, we're gonna shit the bed on this one. I don't know. I'm not familiar with my plasma deck. The background tells you? Yeah. The background does tell you. Scheisse. So is this anti-6, like, purple? Is this anti-6 white plasma? That would be my only other guess. 40K for a boss? That seems logical, no? Or 40K for, like, a 40K for a boss on non-plasma anti-6? I don't know my white stake shit, but that seems plausible. We're gonna rip this. Okay. I don't know what it would have been for anti-7. I'm too lazy to translate. Oh, wait, it was never anti-7. Why did I think... I'm stupid. It doesn't matter. Anyway. Anti-4 of plasma green. I don't think it's anti-4. 80K? No. It'd be anti-5, right? Anti-4 boss non-plasma is 18K. So it'd be anti-5. I think. Dude, I just hit the gold stake ghost stake world record. Gold stake ghost deck, I'm assuming. 3 minutes flat. Oh, for speed runs. Oh, good shit, Aaron. Holy shit. That's awesome. Dude, what a fucking W. That's actually huge. It would be anti-5. Yeah. I think it would be anti-5. That's fucking massive. All right. Well, that was good. Let's go into Scrandle. They took... I'm never gonna get it. I'm never gonna forgive them for this. They took away my fucking super scran. Green goes 300, 900, 2600, 8000, 20K, 36K, 60K, 100K. People who memorize the antes. Okay, first off, if you memorize the antes at all, you're like a huge nerd and should be ostracized from the community. And I say that as somebody who has the antes memorized. If you memorize the antes by the base score as opposed to the boss score, bro, like, what are we doing? Was that popcorn sponsored by G-Sups? What was that? Potatoes free from the grave of King Frederick. Ball, right? Fried banana. Oh, this is from the POV of Miles Morales. Spicy samosas. Ooh, we got some chickpeas on there. Chat, what are our thoughts on chickpeas? I'm a big chickpea enjoyer, I ain't gonna lie. I remember based on the base score, except for Ante 8, no, I'm full boss score. I feel like that's more intuitive. I guess like mathematically it's the same thing, but it just feels wrong to register the base score. I can't even remember the stakes sometimes. I mean, that's reasonable. Oh, I thought this was $4.59. This is $14.59. I feel like it's maybe the fish finger baguette then. The fish finger baguette is kind of crazy though. Nah, it's got to be it. Yeah, it's a fish diff. It's an English thing. Churro. Chicken curry and rice with a bottle of Moretti. I'm assuming the Moretti is the brewski in the background. That saves this because chicken curry and rice for damn near $20 is crazy. $6 churro is also kind of crazy. I think I'm going to go with the left. Yeah, definitely getting hit with the double whammy of the dessert debuff and the fake dye debuff. Suckling pig sandwich. Okay, first off, not a great name for this. Not a great name for this, decidedly. Second off, this probably tastes good. I'm going to keep it a buck with you. The picture makes it look abhorrent. The picture makes it look so bad. I think it's the left. This probably tastes good, but it's probably also dry as a bitch, in fairness. But the picture makes it look terrible. The picture makes it look like some Fallout 3-ass food that would give you some rads. Bratwurst with mustard. What? Okay, see, this is what and this is like, I'm assuming this is something where like America's in the wrong because anytime we see a sausage with mustard from Europe, it is like this. But the fact that this is like a uniform, like solid line of mustard, like this looks like dough. The line of mustard on this looks like dough, and that pisses me off. It's so thick. And it's also like off color, but they don't use fake dyes, which is kind of a W. So like I don't really care about the off color mustard. But this literally looks like you like rolled out a bunch of dough and just like put a line of it on the brat, and that pisses me off. Y'all don't like mustard? I don't like mustard, but that's not the problem that I have with this. It just looks off. It just looks uncanny. It looks so incredibly thick, and I don't like. Yeah, exactly what Nyap said. It looks like peanut butter, bro. I don't fuck with that. That's so weird. It's literally uncanny, bro. Why do so many people hate mustard? I'm not a mustard hater. Okay, I'm not a mustard hater. If I go to like a burger place and they like Culver's, I glaze Culver's all the time. The Culver's like special or whatever their like deluxe burger is has mustard on it. I'm not getting that bitch without mustard. If somebody serves me a burger and it has mustard on it, I'm eating it. It's not a big deal. If I'm making a burger myself, I'm never putting mustard on the burger. It's not something where I'm like repulsed by it, but if I'm just like choosing my own toppings, like if I'm constructing my own burger in like a Subway sandwich-esque fashion, where I just get to like reach into bins that magically have a bunch of ingredients at their disposal, mustard is never once crossing my mind. You know what I mean? Do you hate Watcher? I don't hate Watcher. But I think it's not a balanced character at all. Personally, mustard has to be on a burger. I feel like that's a respectable take. I refuse to eat mustard, mayo, relish. I will say there's not many things that in this world that I will just flat out refuse to eat, but mayo is on that very short list. Oh my goodness. Mayo is debatably humanity's worst culinary creation, and I will stand on that. I'm allergic to egg. I love eggs, and I fucking cannot stand mayo. It is so unbelievably bad. It is so unbelievably bad. Mustard on pretzel, though, I've only had that one time, and I was indifferent on it. I'm a dumb American, so I'm much more, much more inclined towards nacho cheese that probably takes 6 days off of my life for every drop that I consume. But I'm not a huge mustard on pretzel kind of guy. But once again, like, if I get a pretzel somewhere and they give me mustard, like, I'm still going to use it, right? It's just not going to be my first choice. Mayo is humanity's greatest creation. Can we get a ban on 83 Bongo in YouTube chat? Appreciate it. Many thanks. Mayo is actually, like that repulses me. Maybe the one food where I am, like, genuinely repulsed. Like, I will flat out... I have a disdain for olives and for, like, cottage cheese is another good one. I have a disdain for olives. I really don't enjoy olives. But if somebody makes, like, a supreme pizza and I'm hungry, I'm gonna be eating the supreme pizza. Maybe I'll pick the olives off. Probably I'm just gonna be too lazy and I'll muscle through it. Mayo and, like, cottage cheese are my two things. Cottage cheese is normally, like, an ingredient as opposed to a condiment, so it's kind of, unless it's just, like, straight cottage cheese, it's kind of hard to tell when you're served things with cottage cheese. But mayo is, like, if somebody, mayo's, like, maybe the one thing where I will just flat out refuse to eat stuff with mayo on it. It is absolutely repulsive. I do not like mayo whatso-fucking-ever. Mayo's only good when mixed with other ingredients to make a sauce. That's a fire take. That's a fire take. Because mayo-based sauces are fire, and I make mayo-based sauces, but just straight-up mayo? Gross, bro. Gross. I like mayo on spinach. That is... Will, longtime supporter of the channel. You know, you got the VIP badge. You mean a lot to me. I love you, buddy. So don't take it personally. You should be shot in the street for that take. That is absolutely... We just cannot have that. We just cannot have that in a society in 2026. Mayo on spinach? What are we doing? Spinach is low-key goated. The spinach was not the part that I had a problem with because I don't know if that's a hot take either. I mess with some spinach. I really do mess with some spinach. I'm a big spinach fan. Also, let me pick something here before I, like, just spend the entire stream yapping with this one picture in the background. I think it's got to be the brat just based on price. Unfortunate, burgers always win over brats. I should have known. That was my gut instinct, but I figured it would be a price diff. This is just such a bad picture. Okay. This is a bad food, so that was once again a throw, and then the Domino's never wins. Those dirty fries, if they melted the cheese, would actually look fantastic. Okay. Anyway. Damn it, a little late. Nah, you're chilling, you're chilling. Mayo is like eating tar with cement mix in it. Dude, literally, and that's how it tastes, too. It does genuinely taste like it would be used in construction. You could probably use mayo in, like, a caulking gun, no? And have, like, pretty similar results to if you used, like, you know, actual, like, caulk. Pineapple sauce is a maybe for me. Sometimes it hits, sometimes it don't. Pineapple sauce. My city loves tartar sauce and pineapple sauce. Like, it's mandatory culturally to love it. I don't think pineapple sauce. I'm not a big fan of tartar sauce. It's like another condiment where it's like, I don't think I've ever had pineapple sauce in my entire life. Haha, streamer said cock. Good one. He's focused on it. Good one. Focused cock. Good one. Are you slandering Mayo? I'm gonna leave again. Oh, it's not slander, buddy. Because slander implies that what I'm saying is untrue. And it is by no stretch of the imagination untrue what I'm saying. It is by no stretch of the imagination untrue. Wait, wasn't Joe just talking about you? Am I really about to get hit with a Joe Mama joke in the Big 26? I almost fell for it too. Clearly you don't have an Asian market. Buddy, I live in complete scenic nowhere, bro. I live in, especially compared to probably the majority of people in chat, because I feel like I have a lot of East Coasters and a lot of West Coasters. Bro, I live in complete East Bumblefuck compared to, like, a lot of people. I definitely do not live I definitely do not have an Asian market. I would be willing to bet that the closest Asian market to me is deadass like an hour and a half away. Closest. Midwestern buttfuck town, pretty much, man. There's not much out here. Open a P.O. box so we can send some mayo. Okay, low-key, chat. I think a P.O. box would be fire. First off, I don't think I have the viewership for it, where it would like, if I did a P.O. box stream, like a fan mail stream, it would probably take like 10 years for me to get enough fan mail to have like a full stream out of it, or even a stream segment out of it. But even that aside, I've always wondered, like, these popular ass streamers like Jinxie and Queso who set up P.O. boxes, how do they not just like get sent bombs? Like, this sounds like a joke, but I'm being 100% serious. Do they have like screening for that shit in the post office? Cause I know that there's not like any QC in the post office, bro. Yeah, they do. They be sending them through the bomb machine. There's no way. I feel like my local post office would definitely fuck that up, and I would just get nuked live on camera. I've always been curious about it. 5 million butt plugs to streamer. Chat, should I do a butt plug tier list? Be honest. I would send a dildo, not gonna lie, it would be funny. I would only send one bomb. Imagine the screener being a viewer and letting it slide for the views. Streamer really wants a pipe bomb in his mailbox. No, but like literally, I've always thought about that. Like, especially with like the popular ass streamers that do it. Like, these guys get swatted, bro. If you're a streamer where you're big enough on the like in like the cultural zeitgeist to get swatted, and you open a PO box for like a fan mail stream, somebody's definitely sending you some kind of like homegrown explosive. No? I've always wondered about that my entire life. They get sent Fent too? Well, I mean, you know, we're just gonna move past that. Yes, the Postal Service has a rigorous system to check for bombs. They have dedicated facilities for that. I genuinely would have never thought. Zeitgeist, vocab word. Okay, also, I was doom scrolling reels earlier today while I was taking a shit. I know you're not supposed to doom scroll while you're taking a shit. I don't give a fuck. I'm still gonna do it anyway. I recognize that it's bad for me. You know, I don't smoke, drink, or even consume a lot of like caffeine or other things, okay? So if I get my one thing in life, it's gonna be doom scrolling while I'm taking the shit, or while I'm taking a shit. Regardless of all that, what is the whole thing with vocab words right now? I saw a multitude of vocab word memes and vocab word references while I was doom scrolling. What is this? Can somebody clue me in on this? You're gonna get hemorrhoids, streamer? Nah, hemorrhoids are scared of me, bro. Hemorrhoids are deadass scared of me. Computer, mail this guy anal beads. Only you. IDK, lol. Is this not an actual thing? I saw, it was probably only 2, but it was more than one reference to vocab words. It was more than one reference to vocab words. So I thought it was like okay, maybe my feed is an early adopter of this meme or something. I have no idea what you're talking. Okay, so everybody in my chat just thinks that I'm schizophrenic right now. Okay. Disregard then. Maybe Reels has you figured out as a preschooler. Then again, I just get Tomodachi life on my Twitter. It's funny. Bro, I have been clean from Clash Royale, and I've been clean from Twitter, and both things after I gave them up, I mean, like, truly, it sounds so funny and like so for the bit and made up. Truly, life is so much, especially after Clash Royale, but also after dropping Twitter. Bro, life is so much better and so much more productive. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Life is so much more whimsical without having to worry about Clash or Twitter. It's so nice. They unironically added LeBron James. I'm just not even gonna fucking engage with that. Clash is worse, funny enough. Hard disagree. Clash is worse for my productivity level, but that's because I actually found Clash, aside from all of the pay to win, like, bullshit that they do, and, like, cash grabby shit, which is the reason why I dumped the game, and probably will not go back to it, unless they fix that, which is, like, impossible at this point. Aside from all that, it's like a fun and engaging game. So Clash was like way worse for my productivity because like I was actually engaged with it and I was playing Clash quite a bit and I was just like blowing time every day playing Clash, building new decks, trying to grind ladder, etc. But bro, like Twitter is infinitely worse for my mental state because the only problem with Clash, like, not the only problem, but the biggest problem with Clash for me, since I didn't spend money on the game, was just that I was blowing, like, a lot of time on it. Like, I was blowing probably 3 hours a day on Clash, bro. On Twitter, I can spend, like, 12 minutes on Twitter and my day's ruined. Clash is just bad because, like, I don't get shit done. I can literally scroll on Twitter. I can go to the replies of one post and scroll for like 4 minutes. Day's ruined. Day is ruined. Outlook on life is so much worse. So Twitter is time efficient, seems good. Yeah, but in like a complete like bass-ackwards nihilistic way, man. I'd rather just cut the middleman and just fucking get rid of that lesion from my life, you know? You go on it to dodge the red pill Nazi content while looking at the yaoi. Yeah, but I don't dodge it because my brain is so wired to read rage bait. Because I have to engage with rage bait because I have to say, oh, this is rage bait. I have to identify, oh, this is rage bait. And then I get sad because I'm like, maybe this isn't rage bait and maybe there are like people who definitely believe this because there are people who definitely believe it, and then I get sad. So I just deleted it, and now I get my news from nowhere. Actually, I get my news from Atrioc on YouTube. Big A. Shout out to the 20 people in chat, half of which probably already consume Atrioc content. X is the best media platform. It's nothing personal, but anybody who calls it X, I have to time you out 10 minutes. It's nothing personal. It's nothing personal. Anybody who calls it X, I have to time you out for 10 minutes. That is just such unbelievable chud activity. Like, that is crazy chud motion. Even if it's ironic, man, I'm so sorry. I feel bad about it because I know that's not you, but I just have to set that precedent. No one calls it X other than cucks. No, literally. Calling it X is like more chuddy than posting on like incel forums. Can I have that take? Like, calling it X is fucking crazy. Ishigami with the 5 streak. I only stopped playing when my maxed out deck was suddenly under-leveled again and they locked me out of Path of Legends unless I pushed another 5,000 trophies on my previously maxed out trophy road. Yeah, that pissed me off, having to get to, like, was it 10 or 15k just to grind ranked? Like, bro. At least some incel forums are self-aware about being incels. Well, I also feel like the majority of popular incel forums, like every incel forum that's not on 4chan, I feel like the majority of people there have to be LARPers. No, they have to be LARPers. I just refuse. I refuse to believe that there's actually people with like that deranged of takes. Unseen with the raid. Appreciate you, man. Many thanks. I saw you playing, I don't know what mod you were playing, but I saw you were playing modded Balatro. Hope that went well, man. Hope you're doing well. I like that one incel food Reddit. It's funny until it's sad. Bro, I don't want to say I love that subreddit. I don't want, oh, fuck, what's it called? Kitchen cells. I don't know. I don't want to say that, like, I love kitchen cells because that feels chuddy, but kitchen cells is such a fun scroll for, like, 5 minutes. It's so funny. Didn't Atrioc goon on stream or something? I think so. Something like that. There was something to that effect. What could kitchen cells be possibly about? It's just fucking... I think the majority of it is LARPing, and that's also because Kitchen Cells has gotten, like, super popular over the course of, like, 2026. No, it's literally what Etenza said. Women hate me, carbonara pasta. Yeah. Went on my first date. I yapped for 6 hours straight about Warhammer lore. She wasn't interested. I got home and found out that she blocked me on every platform imaginable. Double bacon cheese smash burger. Hand cut fries. It's just like this is, for people who like actually have that mindset, it's sad. But for people who are just like LARPing and are just making headlines like that, I read that and I'm like, this is the best day ever. My day was improved so much by reading this. Not from like a cynical way, but it's just like, how do you come up with this? I wish I was that creative. Why do you use Reddit? Bro, because there's a Reddit resurgence, man. People are actually starting to be funny on Reddit, which I know for the longest time has been like the antithesis of Reddit. But like if you go to the right places on Reddit, bro, some people are actually funny. People, the monkeys with the typewriters are starting to paint the Mona Lisa or whatever that fucking saying is. I don't know. I just work here. My grandma died lasagna. I mean, yeah, essentially. Have you seen the Japanese Twitter post about kitchen cells? It's super funny. Oh my god, chat, look at view count. Get trolled. All right, let's like actually play some like video game, huh? Let's like actually play some video game. We don't have any deck redeems, so I'm just gonna go left to right. We'll start with red deck and just move from there. Prediction is up. It's right, Shakespeare, you goober lumphao. Buddy. Do you just get to like a certain age where like you can't pick up on sarcasm unseen? Is that just like, is that a side effect of like dementia or whatever you obviously have? Being so old? Typewriter equals not a standard painting device. Is that true? Chat, can we get a fact check on that? I could have sworn they painted the Sistine Chapel with typewriters. I could be mistaken though. People really thought I meant I couldn't stream chess because they would see my stream. Yeah, because you just come off as the type of person to be like 100% real about that. Just kidding. That was a really funny clip though. It was a really funny clip because I knew that was gonna happen. I was like, there are 100% gonna be people who see this and are gonna respond to the YouTube video with like, actually, that's not how chess works because like, you know, you stupid chud, enter. It's like, bro. Finally decided to meet up with girl I knew on Reddit for I literally saw this post. Bro, the post that Nyap just put in chat, I literally saw that exact post before I went live. That's big. That's so funny. Never go anywhere political on Reddit unless you want your brain to turn into goop. Yeah, I mean, that's just like the entire internet right now. If you don't want to interact with like political shit on the internet, just like, you know, stay away from the communities. I will always be an advocate for interacting with political shit though. Obviously only to an extent with which you are comfortable, but like it's good to be, you know, informed, man. It's good to be informed. When you're not informed, we get shit like what's happening right now. I'm not going to go any deeper into it because this is supposed to be a fun stream and all that, but like you know what I mean. I DM'd you the one I was talking about. I'll check it out at post stream unless it's really funny. Actually, I'll just check it out now. Let me see. Today I made fried chicken and sweet potato tempura. I'm sure a foreigner would post this on r/kitchen cells and say fuck my chud life. That would get my upvote. Do we go for a gift card angle here? I like the hollow gift card, honestly. That makes me very happy. Because this is just infinite temperance value, but like also now we have a Molt Joker. I mean, we already had a Molt Joker, but like Onyx Agate is like dumb chud, like flush type shit, so I'd like to kick him to the curb as soon as possible. Okay, friendo, I gotta wind down soon. Enjoy stream. Bye, everybody. Thank you, Unseen, once again for the raid, and hope wind down time goes well. Love you. Flush run once again. Don't even say it. Don't even say it. Also, wear stats. These are just warm-up runs. I'm not running stats on the screen. It's a different profile in the whole 9 yards. I'm just getting reaccustomed with things. You're so political, I like Focus Shock more than you. Truth nuke, honestly. Damn, almost straight flush. Fuck. Fuck. Streamer, it's gift card? Yeah, that's what I said. Focus up, focus boy, I believe. What are your political thoughts about banning mint chocolate ice cream? I used to be a big mint chocolate ice cream glazer. Now I'm kind of like, I was gonna say illiterate. Now I'm kind of indifferent. I could really, I'm not like, you know, I'm not a mint chip advocate, nor am I against mint chip. I'm a bit of a mint choco fence rider, as it were. I wish I could take gift card and egg more often, but I kind of hate having to hold on to them to keep your high temperance value. Honestly, I don't think, like, on decks that suck, obviously that's a problem, like on black deck and stuff like that, and like even like Zodiac and stuff where the decks don't give you any tangible benefit. But on stuff like yellow, stuff like red, stuff like blue, where the deck is like already stronger than average out of the gate, I really don't think it's like a big deal to have to hold on to it. Especially because it's like, I mean, with egg, like you get one late game temperance and you just win the whole game unless you have like the worst RNG that the world has ever seen. Everybody who says they don't like mint chip is a top tier rage baiter, unironically. I don't think it's rage bait, man. I think it's very possible to not. Okay, I guess we're just doing fortune teller. This is just a funny shop. Like, even if fortune teller you're not supposed to take here, like fortune teller cartomancer with 2 arcana packs, like who am I to deny the fortune teller of what she wants? I wouldn't have picked it up if it wasn't hollow. Yeah, if it wasn't hollow in that pack, I think we pick up Bull there every time just because Bull is so polarizing. But, like, the hollow. That's so annoying because now I have to keep this. Fuck, man. Now I can't ignore it because it's, like, actually good scoring. Fuck. That actually makes me so sad. Nah, bro, it's plus $2 sell value. We have the gift card. Who cares? I'm so mad that I said gift card instead of gift card. It's over for me, bro. It's over. What did you just say? Who are you to ignore the signs? Yeah, I mean, truth nuke. This profile also doesn't have a sticker on Onyx Agate, so I guess we'll just go for like the quintessential like C++ bait here. I hate mint ice cream and ice cream in general. Blood has no joy, no whimsy in life. That is crazy. Being an ice cream hater is high-key wild. If you're somebody who's like, yeah, I like ice cream, but I don't eat it ever because it's unhealthy, I can see that. If you just flat out say, yeah, I hate ice cream, yo, you're a LARPer. I don't even care. I don't even care. That is LARP central, dude. It's your boy X Cough Twitter told me aliens exist, so do either Nebula or Zodiac. Dealer's choice type of situation. Maybe we'll run a poll on that. Here, I'll run a poll on that right now. Will Wave redeemed either which God, I can't type. Which deck, question mark. Nebula, Zodiac. We got a dealer's choice redeem from Will Wave. I'm going to bounce that off to chat. Vote in the poll. Do we want Nebula or Zodiac deck for our next game? We have the money, but we also have Telescope, and flushes are in our Telescope. Fuck. I'm not playing flushes again. This is a paramaxing build. With Onyx, with Onyx Agate, I should definitely play. No, you know what? No, I'm not falling for the Agate propaganda, as it were. We're playing pairs. So I'll dodge these packs. We'll take a Jokajola. We'll take an Emperor for the road. For some reason, I thought this was like Magic deck, apparently. Let's grab this. We'll dodge Cardo because we're still net positive on Taros. We go next. You know what I mean? Smash like. Bang. I abstain. Democracy chooses. Guys, channel the incel and vote Nebula for his suffering. My favorite is vanilla, but I feel like that makes me boring as fuck. Like, I'm sorry I didn't pick sparkly berries. Can I have an absolutely deranged take that I am completely and utterly in the wrong for? If your favorite flavor is a vanilla, but it's not just like base vanilla, it's like vanilla bean or like whatever that other like completely just like marketing vanilla flavor is, like New York vanilla or whatever the fuck, I feel like that's reasonable. But if your favorite flavor is just like soft serve vanilla, that's definitely like boring person territory. Once again, completely wrong for that take. Still having it. Still having it. I feel like now we just go for the straight, right? Just because it's so good for the agate. Let's do one of these. We'll get the scholar sticker, trust. Oh, God. Oh, God. Yes, you are indeed completely wrong. I know. I know. I think the other way around is more reasonable, TBH. You think that if your favorite flavor is just, like, soft serve vanilla, you're like, based? But if you like vanilla bean, then you're a chud? That's kind of crazy. That'd be a vanilla LARPer. Real vanilla enjoyers suit for... Real vanilla enjoyers suit for the OG. Soft serve vanilla is based. Yeah, I just disagree, man. Not a big fan of the whole soft serve vanilla type of thing. Could skip for double tag investment here. I'm strong enough to do that if I play flushes, like almost assuredly. I feel like that's a play. Also, what am I strengthening, man? Because I want to use this so that I can get Cardo value, but I don't know. You like eating chalk that's freezing cold and has a bunch of sugar in it? I mean, it's... I mean, I guess. Yeah, if you're putting it that way, I guess sure, man. Like, sure. Plain vanilla only belongs in a root beer float. That I'll disagree with. I think there's a time and a place for plain vanilla. Also, do we enjoy root beer floats here? 7s into 8s for 8-ball. Hell no. Hell no. Let's go. Ooh, director's cut as well. Probably that's a gimme. We'll magician up the 2 clurbs, or should we club up some of the non-clurbs? I think let's club up some of the non-clurbs, and then that maybe makes it easier for us to take this incoming double investment tag. I'm just saying, I think I'm a genius with that take. Also, we definitely didn't need that double investment tag, but I'm taking it anyway. Shit the road mentioned! Where are my shit the road enjoyers at? Pull up. Pull up. We're winning this, bro. This is the dumbest lineup that I've ever seen in my entire life. And guess what? It's still winning, Buster. It's still winning. The 6 flush levels? Hell nah. Hell nah. That means the plant is showing. Pog. True! But we have director's cut now because I went into the red for it. So we're chilling, bro. We're chilling. Hit the Road red deck was my first gold stake. Hit the Road, one of the funniest jokers to play with, IMO. Bro, Hit the Road, I used to clown on Hit the Road so much. Also W and orbital tag manip. I used to clown on Hit the Road so much. The more I play this game, bro, Hit the Road's like kind of goated. People bitch in the same way that I bitch about like Shoot the Moon being inconsistent. People bitch about Hit the Road being inconsistent. But like, okay, Shoot the Moon, early game molt piece. You're taking it just to get out of blinds. If Shoot the Moon whiffs, you're dying. Hit the Road, late game molt piece. Less likely to whiff if you're late game, because late game you have more deck fixing almost every single time. And it's like X molt win con. So like even if you're getting like a times 1.5 or a times 2, like Polychrome and Duo are both like win condition-esque jokers. You probably, if it's 1.5x, you probably have to pair it with something else for it to be consistent enough to get you over the finish line. But like, bro, a Duo is literally just a win condition. Like, it's completely fine, man. Also, this could definitely be an angle where I could see getting rid of the polychrome agate for the castle. Could maybe even get rid of Cardo. Although then we don't have like guaranteed fortune teller scaling, but I guess this much plus molt is like already fine. Todd could be a consideration because we don't have any levels, but we also have telescope, so I think it's never Todd. I think we skip this. Let's sell the Cardo. Let's take the castle. Yeah. Okay. This is big. I like this. Squimbo would have been better. Nah, I think castle's still fine here. Do I have seed money? No, I just have like a fuckload of money, right? Let's take one more reroll, and then let's save a little bit of money. Ooh, Immolate's fire. Immolate's really good. Could be purple seal, too, for fortune teller. Nah, we're playing hit the road, and we're not hitting any jacks here. It's just got to be an Immolate every time. We'll stay at 69 monies, not because it's particularly beneficial to us whatsoever, but because that shit's hilarious. Copy Club Jack is probably, like, the best thing of all time for us. Boop! Oh, yeah, we're playing... Also, I didn't even peep this, but we're also on red deck, right? So we're playing discard win con and discard win con, and we have the extra discard just, like, out the gate. Like, that's pretty huge. I'm actually dumb as shit, so I didn't even, like, see that, but yeah, that's pretty stellar. Shoot the Moon is as good as Cloud9. I feel like that's Giga Cloud9 slander, I'm not gonna lie. I really don't fuck with Shoot the Moon, like, almost at all. Nah, I'll say it with my chest, it's not even almost. I don't fuck with Shoot the Moon. I think Shoot the Moon's, like, D tier. Because in early game, it's just worst raised fist, which, like, you're not always going to have a raised fist in the early game to compare it to, but early game, it's just, like, super inconsistent, and then late game, when you have the scaling, it's just, like, why are you building in to Shoot the Moon? There's going to be, like, one in every, like, 126 games where you are forced to build in to Shoot the Moon steal for the W, right? Like, I just don't get it. I'm just not its biggest fan whatsoever. Smeared is really funny. I don't think it's worth getting rid of anything, especially when we have, like, majority clubs and we also are, like, biasing tarot cards for the fortune teller. I think that's not worth. That's exactly how I feel about nines. I mean, I guess that's reasonable, but, like, I was gonna say Cloud9's always consistent, but I guess it's not, because nines are usually, like, pretty high on the chopping block for hanging. Really bad spectral pack there, I will say. I'm gonna be strong. Definitely should have taken that. It was the optimal route. I'm gonna be strong though. We're not taking the easy W. We're gonna do something silly here. We're not taking hollow. This castle is sad. It's hit our highest level, or our highest, like, suit, so to speak, 2 times in a row. That is already an above average castle, and that sounds like I'm trolling, but I'm literally not. That's already above average for the grand scheme of castles. I'm gonna ship this pair of kings, banking that it just barely doesn't win. Nice. I think we could play high card here and get out because we only need 400 points, but just in case. No, okay, we definitely got that with high card. Okay, we also have a pair. GG. I actually don't even think that's optimal with no extra scaling. It's probably optimal over hit the road just because, like, hologram is easier to scale and it doesn't die to bosses. Like, here it's already a 1-5x. I think it's optimal over hit the road just because hologram is so polarizing. Actually, it's probably optimal over onyx agate. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Now it's definite. Now it's like, it's not strictly better, but with one more scale, I would say it's like definitely better than onyx agate. But regardless, it's fine. We're still probably winning unless we get like devastating RNG. This is the best castle of all time, by the way. This is the single best castle I've ever seen in my entire life. Stencil. That could have been fun to play around with, but it's just not the angle. I think I is fine. Notably, I didn't reroll I here. That was deliberate. Most of the time when I don't reroll I, it's because I forego skull emoji. I think as long as I am deliberate in discarding jacks to proc hit the road, I think we don't need to reroll I here. I could be mistaken, but I think that's the case. Might be a world record, highest castle ever recorded ever. See, I can tell that you're a Raffle viewer with that take. I could tell that you're a Raffle viewer. I could smell it on your breath, bro. That is castle slander of the highest order. Granted, I just spent like 10 minutes just shitting on castle, so like fair enough. But bro, castle deserves some love and support. Castle has pulled up for me more times than I can count. Shaka's never played checkered deck, has he? Checkered deck's... unironically, I know you're like trolling. I think checkered deck probably is one of my least played decks in the game. Not a fan. All jokers are bad except Joker. Truth nuke. Checky decky. I do like checky decky. I don't know. It's a fun deck. It's just kind of boring to play. IMO. Let's take the Emperor here over the Priestess just so that we can scale this Fortune Teller. Judgment could be cool, but I don't really want to Judgment into the Onyx Agate. Also, holy this castle has aura, bro. Oh my goodness. If we find a Clubs Jack, I will be deathing that John immediately. I'm saying Checkered Castle is better than this. Oh yeah, that's also very true. Yeah, Checkered Castle is like a crazy force to be reckoned with. Hey guys, what would you do if you came into the possession of 48 Arizona iced teas? Depends on the flavor, but probably just drink them. I feel like that's obvious. Castle on Plasma deck is head of the army. Yeah, Castle on Plasma deck is like unironically kind of insane. There's our death card usage. Bang. Another Clurbs Jack. Dunka. Half watermelon, half ginseng honey green. Ginseng honey green's a solid C tier Arizona. I don't think I've ever had the watermelon one in my entire life, but I really like watermelon. So I want to try it out. Did you mean to play that? The flush? Yes. Because our pairs were scoring really badly without hit the road. The flush was deliberate. I promise I only play this game like a lobotomite a solid 64% of the time. Maybe 65. Do we not have Telescope? What the fuck? Am I trolling? I could have sworn... Was Telescope like anti-1 and I just hallucinated picking it up? That's probably what happened. I'm actually a dumb chud. Alright, moving on. You thought we were on Nebula? No, I think we just had a I think unironically we just had a Telescope anti-1 and I like hallucinated picking it up. W castle value, love that. Another death guard. EU streamer played a flush, I'm leaving. Based reaction to flushes, I can't lie. Don't care for the I'm leaving part of that sentiment, but based reaction to flushes, so you get a pass. Not the bad. High card should have been able to clean up there, but we get the pair, so that's a guaranteed W. Nice. Hi, I'm leaving here. Huh? Canio has crazy abandoned deck synergy, actually. Least obvious Raffle chat rage bait. Are the labels under the cards a mod, or did I just not find that setting yet? It is a mod. It is called Joker Display. I installed it many moons ago, and it has never left my mods list because it is extraordinarily nice, especially for the Jokers that rotate like Castle. So nice to not have to like hover over everything to see what it does. Even for like casual players who don't, you know, gold stake streak like psychopaths like I do. Would highly recommend. I think it should definitely be a base game setting. Can I have that take? We just need to not get El Aqua rerolled into the Flint. This is a temperance-less seed. Yo, I actually have not even peeped that, but that is a truth nuke. We have insane temperance value, and we have just been getting absolutely fleeced on that shit. This would have been such a great addition to the base game since I play on Switch and I can't mod. Dude, I would love to see that as an addition to the base game. That would be... Having native Joker display would be so fire. Surely a Tempe in here. Okay. Could be a moon just for castle. No. I feel like it's more efficient to probably just hang cards. What's my least prevalent suit so that I can just, like, get it out of the deck? Hearts or diamonds? I can't hang 2 hearts, and hanging 2 diamonds would mean hanging a jack. So I guess we just go like this. Should I take Zawarudo just for fortune teller? We do have a telescope in the shop. I think with that telescope in the shop, we probably just bank a couple dineros, so to speak. No? Okay, but erosion doesn't give you molt when you start out on abandoned deck. Oh, we're still having Canio discourse on abandoned. Yo, I know that it would be like broken as hell to just have like a 40 molt Joker or whatever spawn in the shop, like shop 1 abandoned deck. But like, erosion needs the love, man. If erosion could spawn in the shop on abandoned deck and be like a giga molt Joker, I would be fine with that, because erosion fucking sucks right now, bro. Having native no black deck is a must. True. Truth nuke, dude. Excuse me. Do we think... Here's an idea. And I don't know if anyone's had this idea before me. Probably they have. And I think it wouldn't be a good change, but I just want to get people's thoughts on this, because it's the first time that I've thought about this myself. Do we think a good change for black deck could potentially be, instead of losing you a hand, you just up the blind scaling? Like, if black deck was the same thing as, like, plasma deck, where it was like, hey, you get the extra Joker slot, but now instead of -1 hand, it's double blind scaling. Do we think that would be... double blind scaling in Ante-1 is kind of cringe, though. Okay, but outside of Ante-1, do we think that that would be too easy or too difficult? Or do we think that would be a good change? Plasma deck, normal scaling, -1 hand. Thoughts? I feel like that would work. I feel like that would actually be easier, plasma deck, no? 1.5 scaling would be better. Would 1.5 scaling not be, like, too easy, though? Telescope just showing up to cuck your thoughts you just had? Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much, man. That actually seems impossible. With double scaling? Really? 450 first round instead of 600 with nothing? Yeah, I think you would have to adjust Ante-1. Because changing Ante-1 in, like, any way, shape, or form, outside of specifically Plasma Deck, I think Plasma Deck does it in a really nice and palatable way. But outside of Plasma Deck, I think changing Ante-1 on, like, any of the decks is just a recipe for disaster. So maybe you just, like, have the scaling not start until, like, Ante-2. But I feel like additional scaling for Black Deck instead of the -1 hand would be... I almost feel like it would be too easy. I don't know. $600 with nothing would make me cry, I think. Yeah, 600 with nothing would be really bad. Black deck as it is, but starts with grabber. Nah, that's I don't think that's a good line. Because then if it just starts with grabber, I mean, 99 times out of 100, it's just like a strictly better deck, right? You just get +1 Joker slot for free, and the only drawback Like, +1 Joker slot, you don't realize it on Black Deck Gold Stake currently just because -1 hand is so unbelievably dog shit. But, like, +1 Joker slot is broken as fuck, man. Like, Black Deck is... I mean, you can notice it when you get good runs going on Black Deck Gold Stake. Black Deck Gold Stake, it's like, so difficult to get the ball rolling. But once you get the ball rolling, bro, you're unstoppable. You are, like, invincible on Black Deck once you get the ball rolling, unless you have, like, really bad luck and you're doing, like, attrition-based shit. So, like, the only drawback just being, like, oh, you don't get Nacho Tong on the, like, very low percentage of runs that would even see that anyway. Like, I don't know. I don't love that. Invincible. Yo, Invincible Versus comes out technically tomorrow since it's midnight where I'm at. I think we're gonna stream that, chat. Don't know how interested y'all are in that, but I've been anticipating its release for a while, so regardless of public interest, I will be probably playing it on stream. Gotta be impossible where you are pulling out 2,000 points ante-2 small blind. Dude, I feel like that's not crazy. Am I wrong for that? I feel like 2,000 points ante-2 small blind with an additional Joker slot is not wild. If you have, like, any plus mult Joker in the first shops, I guess it's still very inconsistent, though, because if you don't get plus mult, then you just die 100% of the time. But, like, bro, like, Mystic Summit in the first shop, that's like 2 pairs, man. -2 hand size would make ante-1 unplayable. Yeah, I think pre-current update Gold Stake has proved that. Also, shout out Castle for hitting spades into the goad. Very cool, very pog. I think any minus hand size things for like stakes or decks is just a no-go. I think pre-current update Gold Stake showed us that was quite no bueno. So I don't think I love that. Okay, hang on. I gotta lock in here. This is kind of a stinky lineup. Okay, there's all the jacks. Now we should be chilling, hopefully. Yeah, ×3. Now methinks we should be good. Yeah, okay, we're chilling. Okay, what were we talking about? Jesus. You're filling up 6 slots in the first ante. What's the 6th slot doing? I'm not even saying that the 6th slot is, like, impactful for ante 2. I'm just saying, like, I think you're underestimating your score at ante 2. When you don't have to deal with the bullshit, like, -$1. Because, again, ante 1 is, like, a gray area. Because I think if you adjust ante 1 at all, it's going to be just as inconsistent, if not more inconsistent, than current Gold Stake Black Deck. But like ante 2, bro, there's a myriad of like +15, +10 Jokers in the pool, and if you get like any of those, bro, like 2 pairs clears ante 2 at 2,000 points. The echoes from old Gold Stake are the reason why we only play pairs. I mean, there's a lot of truth to that statement, in fairness. Was that the first Temperance, or I just zoned out? It was the first, like, big Temperance with all the gift card money. We had a Temperance in ante 1 or 2, but it was, like, 13 bucks. Until you get Seance and Erosion. Well, yeah, that's the issue. I don't know. Black Deck with the extra, like an extra Joker slot just makes it inherently like very hard to balance. Because there's not really a ton of like great like compromises where the early game is like easy and the late game is not just like completely free. You know what I mean? Right now, ante 1 is 33% harder. That would make it twice as hard. Yeah, but you would have more money for Jokers, and I feel like that's relevant. Maybe not as relevant as I'm thinking, but I feel like it's still not, like, You know, it's not out of the conversation. You know what I mean? Black deck, but you start with a Jolly Joker. I think black deck and you start with a Jimbo would unironically make it, like, immensely better. Like noticeably way better. Black deck in its current state right now, no changes, but you spawn in with a stickerless Jimbo, I think your win rate would skyrocket. Because even on 3 hands, 2 discards, bro, a Jimbo is ×2 molt for flushes. That can get you out of the entirety of ante 1 in 1 hand, which gives you a lot more like survivability and gives you a lot more I guess like snowball ability, you know what I mean, with your money. Because right now ante 1 black deck is literally just like you're spending down to 0 every shop in ante 1 just to keep yourself alive. And furthermore, if you rip the ante 1 buffoon pack and you get 2 rentals, or God forbid 2 eternal rentals, you just auto lose. Unless it's like eternal rental Midas and you get good top decks or some like completely polarizing shit like that. If you rip that guaranteed buffoon pack on ante 1 and it yields 2 eternal rentals, you are just fucked. And there's like borderline nothing that you can do about it. Which some people are okay with that. Some people are like okay with like I get a lot of arguments once again in YouTube comments. I like to beat the dead horse of like YouTube comments don't know how to balance games. But I get a lot of people in YouTube comments who are like, well, it's fine to have a deck that's like not as good as the others, right? But like the difference is like, okay, what's the next best deck in the lineup? I think when we did our tier list the last time we did it, we said that like Anaglyph was the worst deck outside of black deck. I mean, bro, Anaglyph, I could probably, if I locked in on Anaglyph, I could probably get like a 40% win rate. Black deck, if I absolutely locked in balls to the wall, like didn't misplay at all, I think I could get like a 25% win rate. Maybe. Maybe. You know what I mean? Like, it's not that black deck is a bad deck, because obviously there has to be a worst deck in the lineup. But, like, dude, black deck is just so far removed from the other ones. Like, black deck, it's just such an outlier. Which I guess then that argument is like, okay, so then yellow should be worse. But, like, I don't know. There's a lot of good decks on the top end, right? Like, yellow is an outlier. It's very consistent. But, like, checkered's also very consistent. Blue's also very consistent. I would even argue to some extent that, like, ghost and stuff like that is like pretty consistent. Ghost is pretty much just like if you get like relatively good luck, you're set. Black deck is just like so far removed from the bottom end, right? Like there's a lot of mid decks in Balatro, but black deck is like the only deck that's just like terrible. Like it's always going to be bad. And I think that's bad design. Probably just crypted the club jack, right? All these other plays are kind of mid. Ghost and blue are massively consistent. Ghost early game kinda has a semblance of, has like a sprinkle of plasma in it, because Ghost early game, if you get a good hex target, it's free. If you don't get a good hex target, I think a lot of people fumble and die just because they're like unfamiliar with like, do I keep this hex or do I sell it to like recoup my losses? But Ghost for like the 70% of games that have a good hex target in shop 1, yeah, I mean it's just free. But the inconsistent early games on Ghost, I think even for people who play the game a lot, can be like kind of stinky to navigate. But also spectral cards are like pretty sexy. So I don't know. I could see it being like recognized as extraordinarily consistent. I just don't think it's on the same. I don't think it's the same at the same level as like checkered and yellow and even blue to some extent. Why are you dressed like Santa Claus? I'm in a bathrobe right now because I was tired. And it's a Pokemon Pokeball themed bathrobe. He's a Jolly Joker. That's huge. It's a God damn it! Oh, I got stuck on my chair. Can you guys see it? I can't. I'm not on OBS. Yeah, okay, you can see it. I had to wait for the stream replay. Okay, that's kind of sick. I kind of want to look for a different one, because I want one with a hood on it. I feel like a hooded bathrobe goes hard. Why does being tired mean you're in a bathrobe? I just associate it with being tired, because like whenever I wake up, and I'm like too lazy to just like put on like pajamas or whatever. Like I'm too lazy to put on a shirt. Like I just be wearing a robe, you know what I mean? You should look for a job. You should look for a casket, you old fuck. I'm sorry, that was mean. You know what? I'm not sorry. Fuck you. Pussy, you come into my chat, you raid me, and this is how you're gonna treat me? Get the fuck out of here. Mods, time his ass out. I'm just kidding. I love you, Unseen. This $11 Uranus card. That's big. I think we just sell you and pop this. W Mercury level, I guess. Blue or purple seal? I'm going to go purple because we have Fortune Teller and we have... Don't give... somebody in chat literally said this. Do not fucking give me water into Flint, I swear to God. Tooth is ass, but I'll take it. Tooth is high-key also dog shit, but it's not water into Flint, so I think it's fine. Devil card? All right, well, the devil card is actually like a generational For You page pull, as it were. Because that helps us recoup some of the loss on Tooth. Also, I guess anti-7 Tooth is not that bad. Especially because, like, what else are we spending money on after this? Holy 4-Oak top deck. Oh, yeah, Hit the Road's inconsistent. Hit the Road's inconsistent, guys. This is some propaganda, bro, and it's bullshit. It's bullshit, and everybody knows it, and I won't fucking stand for it, man. Hit the Road is a good-ass win condition, all right? And I'm tired of pretending. I'm tired of pretending he's not, if I'm just being real. Harold the Deceiver, still never forget about the lies of his name. That is kind of fucked up that he would say his, that he would tell you that his name is Taylor when his name is in fact Harold. Jokes aside, that is kind of fucked up of him to do, you know? Excuse me. Clearance sale. Am I delusional to say that I'm not scared of Vessel? I think I'm definitely delusional to say that. This fortune teller sucks. Plus 23 is crazy right now. This fortune teller is getting his ass kicked to the curb. Actually, I was going to say if we find another X-Molt Joker, but realistically, it would have to be Onyx Agate, because as chuddy as this guy is, he is, like, kind of carrying me right now. I need enough money for boss reroll, definitely. I think if we get rerolled into... Actually, reroll into... This is maybe one of the very few times where reroll into Crimson Heart is, like, not... I mean, it would still suck, but maybe one of the few times where it's not, like, actually that tragic. Rare footage of wild cards being relevant in Gold Stake, even though it probably won't matter. I just feel like you'd never see them trigger. It's like witnessing a wild animal being birthed. You just never see that shit happen, ever. Realistically, when we're out of discards, we just keep Jacks in hand, right? Never mind, this wins. I don't know why I'm fucking talking about this. Harold Fitzgerald Owings. Harold Fitzgerald is crazy. Hi there, Shocky Walkie. What's up, Ethamir? Welcome in. Oh, wait, I have these fucking gargantuan consumables to sell. What the fuck am I doing, man? Yo, I'm actually a dumb fuck. Yeah, Leaf. Oh, Leaf sucks because of Shit the Road. Fuck! Oh, that actually kills us. That's actually, like, worse than Vessel. Man, rare instance of taking director's cut and we still get fucked. Alright, well now we just need like X-Molt to pull up in the shop. Blow the Leaf away? I just don't think we can, man. Oh wait, we can sell shit. Yo, I'm actually dumb as fuck. Dude, It's been so long since I've had a run where I actually have to worry about the leaf that I high-key just completely forgot its mechanic. It has literally been so long since Leaf has been at all relevant for a loss that I just completely forgot that you can sell a Joker to negate it. That's funny as shit. Surely we can drop Onyx. I mean, yeah, it's just for sure we just drop Onyx Agate and then we're fine. Yo, I'm actually stupid. I completely forgot that that was even a thing that you could do in the video game. That's really funny. 3-5x on Shit the Road, though, and we're still not really clearing the boss. Which I think is fine, in fairness, because we can discard more jacks, but it's a little bit worrisome. No, it's actually probably not fine if we're dropping Onyx Agate. That's maybe a little stinky. Do you think we could get by playing flushes? It's less chips, but we have the Catzel, and then we get like a ×2 from Onyx Agate, right? I think if we think if we play clubs flushes, we're gaining more than we lose, right? I think we maybe sell Fortune Teller, right? Into the Leaf. This might be a rare flush W. Imagine a finisher that just debuffs a third of your deck completely at random. I feel like that I wouldn't mind that, honestly. I think we play flushes, right? Pair is 130 chips plus figure 250, so figure 380 chips. And then we have 20 molt, 44 molt, disregarding Onyx Agate. Say we get Hit the Road to ×3. That would be 44 molt times 1.5 is 66. Times 3 is 198, right? So it'd be like 400 times 200, give or take, on a ×3. Shit the Road. Oh wait, it would be 44 times 3 because we wouldn't have agate if we're selling it into if we're playing pairs, we're selling agate, right? I think is the idea. I guess we could just play like agate pairs. And then if we sell Fortune Teller, that like recoups the loss kind of. I think flushes are just the angle here. I'm going to like actually calc this shit cuz I'm too lazy to do it in my head. Okay, I'm not going to calc base chips because I don't think that'll matter. But if we do 380 chips, and then the molt would be 10 plus 24, we'd be getting rid of agate. So it would be just that 34 times like a modest 3 from Hit the Road. That's like 40k points per hand, which is dog shit. If we play flushes, that's figure a flush is like 70 points with the chip count, plus 250 from the castle. That's 320 chips, so relatively the same amount of chips. We would get 10 molt from the gift card. The Fortune Teller would be sold. We would get 35 from the Onyx Agate times 1.5 times 3. Chip count, I said, would be like 320. Yeah, flushes are like a... They're like a times 1.7 here, give or take. So I think barring any like crazy technology from these packs, I think we always play flushes into this boss, which makes me mad, but it is what it is. Also, I think we die into this just to lay it all out on the table. I think we die into this boss no matter what happens. But we shall see. Let's take a flush level just to hedge our bets. Temperance would be sick here. No Temperance. Strength, I definitely don't want to do. Blueprint in Judgment and Arcana. Definitely. That's ass. Yeah, I don't love that. I think we're definitely dead. I have to keep Fortune Teller, so there's no sense in rerolling there. Seance and Fortune Teller? Yeah, W shit. If I sell Fortune Teller in the shop, then we're up 20 clams and we can reroll, but then I don't have a sell into this boss, and my only scoring jokers are Agate and Hit the Road, so provided we don't roll into, like, exactly Blueprint sharp, we just die immediately. I think this is the angle. It's a little bit of an unfortunate angle, as it were, but I think this is the angle nonetheless. Purple seal could be relevant, maybe. Okay. That's not fantastic, but like it's something. See, this is the issue, is I just can't afford to like cycle bullshit hands here. But I can't afford bullshit discards either. This is, by the way, why we take the hologram, because the hologram is better than the agate here and doesn't die to the boss. But I digress. I wanted to do something fun. Game just doesn't like that. If I discard this, we're up to 2.5x on the hit the road. And then I can top deck realistically like maybe 2 jacks. That would be a times 3.5. Which is not bad per se, but it's not enough. I think it's just where I'm at though. If I top deck a flush here, see, this is like such a bad hand. If I top decked a flush here, I could have just shipped a flush. And it would have been like marginally less points, but it would have at least banked something. Now I just kind of have jack shit. What's on top? 7 of spades. Yeah, neither a club nor a jack on top. I think I still just have to take the L here and just cycle some bullshit. High card's gonna score like ass. We just have to bank on the fact that we top deck like a ton of our jacks and then hit the road skyrockets. What is this red text below the Joker card? It's showing like scoring values. That is dog shit. If there's a jack on top, I could see ripping this flush. This flush doesn't even get us to 100k though. And then we would need 150k plus per hand after this. Like, it's just over from here. It's the on-stream chat. You're a bum, but +2. Rip it. Okay, we get the 4 jack discard. That's what we needed, but we needed it like ideally 1 hand ago at the very latest. Now I think we just flounder. Because if we discard all these jacks, even with all the clubs in the deck, it's pretty unlikely that we top deck all clubs for a flush. I don't even have... Bro, when okay, I should have seen this line as well. After discarding all these jacks, I don't even have enough clubs to play flushes for 4 hands. I think I misread this, and it should have been pairs. If we play if we play pairs though, we're getting rid of a times 1.5 from Onyx Agate, which doesn't seem that impactful, but like that's pretty fucking impactful. Especially when times 3 from the hit the road in the last blind was scoring like 90k a hand, and then we would be making a 1.5x less than that, so we'd be making 60k on pairs from a times 3 hit the road. We would need like a times fucking 5 hit the road to be slinging pairs into this boss. I just don't think that's super realistic. I mean, here we had to jump through our ass to discard all these jacks. Because we can't even make a times 5 hit the road. No, I think we were just... we literally just got punished for not wanting to take the hologram. Which, like, I acknowledge that not taking it was a bad play, but it is what it is. Sometimes you get punished when you play into the funny shit. This is something, but it's not going to be enough. If Balatro made a TCG, and then would you buy all the packs and be a Balatro scalper? Fuck no, man. Would I be a Balatro scalper? Hell no. 07s. That's tragic. No fucking fun allowed, man. If we took the hologram here, we literally lived. If we just took the hologram and played pairs, we never die there. That's actually so frustrating. No fucking fun allowed in Gold Stake. Nebula or Zodiac now? Yeah, what won the poll? The poll was 50-50, was it not? Poll was 50-50. Unseen rated us, so Unseen gets to decide whether... Unseen's the tiebreaker for Nebula or Zodiac. Naib, or Naib, with the follow. Welcome in. Appreciate you. Zodiac? Alright, we're running Zodiac. Lock in. Yo, everybody loves Zodiac, man. I ain't gonna lie, I don't get it. I know it's a chud take because I've been told a myriad of times it's a chud take. Bro, I just don't see the Zodiac glaze. Nice investment tag, though. I mean, I'll glaze any deck that gives me an anti-1 investment tag. What up, Focus? What up, Matt? Zodiac hardest to Gold Stake for me besides Black. Hardest is kind of crazy, I think. It's just better than Nebula. It's more fun to pilot than Nebula. I think Nebula's win rate is considerably higher. I'm going to keep it real. This deck is way more fun than Nebula, but Nebula feels far easier to win on. Okay, here's another fun deck or another fun opportunity, I guess. We could just force 9s. Which I think is bad, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Wait, give me Hex. Please! Fuck, man! Okay, you know what? We got Blue Seal on a 9. That's damn near just as good. Nebula has a higher win rate. Shock is correct. Yeah, I would've bet money on that, at least for me personally. Nebula's just like, it's just like Anaglyph Light. Like, it's fun when it pops off, but if it doesn't give you a good shop 1, it's doing nothing for you early game, and if it's doing nothing for you early game, then it's just like cooked. Like, there's just nothing that it brings to the table if you don't get good luck, essentially, which I don't love. Blue Steel stays in hand. Fuck. Okay. It is what it is. Anaglyph is ugh. The more I'm gonna have another crazy take. This has been the night of crazy takes, so to speak. The more I play Anaglyph, the more I like it over Zodiac. I'm just gonna say that. Used to be a D1 Anaglyph like hater. The more I play Anaglyph, the more I realize I like it more than Zodiac. I know I'm in the wrong for it too, but I'm still gonna have that take. All right, all these jokers suck ass, man. This is crazy. I'm double rerolling here. This is so buns for a Cloud9 run, but I need Molt, so just give me that shit. Just chilling, man. Just moved home from residence, so the PC ain't set up to do late night Latra runs. 7 total hours of driving. God damn. It's crazy. Standard packs when a Nebula deck enters the room. I am enjoying that we're maybe getting to do some Cloud9 gaming. I feel like on Gold Stake, I've never actually, like, built into Cloud9. I don't know how true that is, but I can't ever recall. For some reason, I thought 9s procced Fibonacci, probably because I'm talking about them so much, and they're just, like, fresh on my mind. I don't think I've ever actually, like, had a run where I've just built around Cloud9 in Gold. Cloud9 a good joker, I think. I think it's overhated, but I don't know if I would say it's good. I think it gets too much hate for what it's worth, but I mean, on the vast majority of runs, it is just a worse Golden Joker because it's the same rate or a worse rate on a lot of runs, and you're paying more money for it. But I do think Murph did irreparable damage to Cloud9's reputation, which I cannot have. Bootstraps is yet again just like a fun play here. Where, like, if we're building into Cloud9 anyway, then Bootstraps is just funny because, like, oh, look, we're getting $20 from Cloud9, and now Bootstraps is good. But I think if I, like, want to win this run, we shouldn't take it. But sometimes the fun value is better, so I think I'm just going to rip this Bootstraps. Overhated but not underloved. I feel like that's a fantastic way of putting it. No blue seal, cringe. I'm getting hella money from Cloud9. Honestly, I'm just gonna rip some dud hands here to get blue seal procs. Okay, I'm good with just one. I'll save a little bit of money. Saves coming every time you see Ouija when you own Cloud9 is fun. Fair enough. Being uncommon, though, means it can work with baseball at least. That's fair. 8-ball on the Cloud9 run. You hate to see it. My heart says rip paintbrush. My brain says fuck no, you're gonna die, you loser. My brain's kind of mean to me. I should get that checked out. Regardless, the brain is correct. Stream died or is heavily lagging. Okay, can I get a chat is this real from Twitch? Oh yeah, Twitch is also saying that the stream is lagging. Not like chat, but my bitrate monitor is saying that it's lagging. Apologies, chat. Apologies. Bear with me. Real shit. It lagged a sec. Always lagging. Okay, is it always lagging, or are you guys just trolling? Because I can't tell with some of y'all. How are straights in my... What? How are straights in my damn telescope? Lucky Cat, second best uncommon scaler. That's a hot take. I would at least hear it out though. I do like me a Lucky Cat run. Your stream lags a lot for me, but only like once every 5 minutes. Does my stream lag a lot for other people in chat, or is that just a lead moron skill diff? I think you said it's your internet a while back. I mean, I used to have bad internet, but I'm talking like that used to be like years ago, like before I was even known on the internet whatsoever. Before Balatro was like even a thing, was when I had bad internet. Once every 67 seconds, good one. My biggest struggle as a Balatro player is my antes 2 through 4, unless I have another build. And I think that's an econ thing because I want to rip every pack because I'm so multiplayer coded. I would say that you're definitely like right on the money with that assessment. Ripping every pack in the early game, unless you have like really good econ, I would say is generally frowned upon. But obviously, like, everything is contextual. I mean, there's runs where it's like absolutely optimal to just be like ripping every pack like a coke addict. But I would say on the majority, you shouldn't be doing that. Led Moron is gas lamped me so hard I don't know when to believe him. Truth nuke. Truth nuke, dude. Bang. Yo, I need some more 9s up in here. Take both of these packs because we got Mercury cards. Yo, 3 Blue Seal 9s in the deck and Telescope. We're chilling. I'm going to pocket this Fool until we maybe get a death and we can death that one of the Blue Seal 9s at the very least. Hopefully the gold Blue Seal 9, but one of the Blue Seal 9s. And I am deliberately sacking my my Blue Seal value here to do that, but sack's got to be made for the Cloud9 build. Hanging Chad plus Cat plus a few Luckies, you're probably also getting money out of them. That is high key why I always take speculative dice, even early game. Speculative dice, if you get like lucky cards plus any retriggers, you just have like you just have a money printer. Seed money, yeah, seed money is pretty sexy here. Bang. We'll be a little bit conservative with money just because we do have the boots that we can play into. You know what I mean? Chat, should we play some more Papa's Pizzeria tonight as well? Type 1 if we should play some more Papa's Pizzeria tonight. I feel like that was a fun way to end last night's stream. I low-key got way more into it than I thought I was going to. What's up, Light? Welcome in. 3, 6, 7. It's Onk Banana Dice. Light with the follow. Welcome in. One. Okay, we got a couple of ones. W Goobertron. 420. Okay, chat. I think a couple of us are a little bit confused. Hop on Papa's Distillery. Huh? Cooking games get me so hooked. Actually true, man. Actually fucking true. Just tried streaming for the first time. Silly straight flush build. Hell yeah, man. Hey, any straight flush build that can make it to the end. It's good shit. You ever played Overcooked? I have never played Overcooked, actually. Cook drugs in Schedule 1. Unseen Odin said that last night when he was in my chat, he said that you and I should play Schedule 1 multiplayer, which I didn't even know that Schedule 1 multiplayer was a thing, but I feel like that would be a funny stream if that's something you're ever interested in. I feel like that would be a very funny time. Okay, this death card makes me horny. Just gonna keep it real. I didn't know that either. I feel like that would be silly. 26 straight flushes is the most I've ever done. Anti-12 isn't the worst. Anti-12 straight flush build is crazy. Should be proud of that. That's actually awesome. I don't know why I didn't play the 9s there. They're fucking debuffed. I don't know why I'm holding them like I'm gonna get some sort of value out of them. Blank! Blank! Shock trying to min-max the perfect strain and Unseen burst through the door like I just killed 4 cops. That's definitely what would happen, too. Overcooked, in short, is a co-op cooking game where you need to min-max cooking. I feel like I would get hard addicted to that. I think I can't play that just because it would nuke my productivity levels. That would definitely be another, like, Clash Royale situation. Chat, you know what game I've been getting, like, I don't remember if I, like, talked about this on stream when I started getting into it again. You know what game I've been getting back into? War Thunder. War Thunder, bro. War Thunder was a game that I played a ton in high school because, like, all of my buddies played it. Oh god, oh no. Nah, chat, listen. War Thunder is absolutely like a League of Legends type of thing, okay? If you're playing by yourself, I can't even say it's the same thing. Normally, I say with like games like League of Legends and like Marvel Rivals and stuff where there's like a stat queue, if you're solo queuing like the comp game modes, horrible time. But if you're queuing, even in games like Marvel Rivals, which I've expressed my hatred for a multitude of times, even in those type of games, if you're stat queuing in those games, it's fire. War Thunder, though, I think it's just like high school nostalgia. I don't get mad playing War Thunder, like solo queuing, or at least I haven't been. But I've been playing it with a bunch of pals off stream, and it's been a really nice time. It's also been really nice because like I've been so busy that I haven't really played video games a lot with my pals. So it's been nice to just like have a game that we can all hop on and we can just like grind out a couple of games and just like yap with each other. So it's more so just been like the social aspect of it, I guess. But also like I've been queuing a little bit even without them, and I've been having fun. I don't know. It's just like it's just like a. I know it's counterintuitive because it's fucking War Thunder, but it's like a feel-good game for me. Actually unsubscribing. You just don't get it, bro. You just don't get it. Also 6-7 viewers. All right. W antimatter. That's huge. Also, I still only have 4 jokers for some reason. Welcome to the team, Chad. Give me a golden ticket. That would have been so funny. I guess it's you. I got back into Rivals that way. Yeah, exactly. Was that blank into... Was that an immediate blank into antimatter, or am I tripping? Zodiac cooking. See, but this is like the thing that I don't like about Zodiac, and it's the thing that I also don't like about Anaglyph, although I have been more lenient about it with Anaglyph. We're only cooking because it gave us, like... We're only cooking because we got Cloud9 in the first shop, and then we followed that up with Blue Seal. If you don't get lucky in the first shop, this deck sucks. And we saw that last night, right? We saw the polar opposite of that last night. Last night, we ripped first pack, got Rental Michelle, broke first hand. Our next Molt Joker was like pre-Big Blind, anti-2, Eternal Rental red card. I mean, what the fuck, man? And that's on 3 shop slots. Like, the deck just does nothing for you. Ghost deck, all perishables early sucks. That's what I'm saying, though. Like, it doesn't necessarily, because on Ghost deck, you can at least, like, you at least get some kind of value. Like, you at least can pop the Hex. Even if it's on just, like, some bullshit perishable, you can at least pop that shit to survive. Zodiac, it's just like if you don't get a good first Buffoon pack and if your shops are not like nice to you, which granted in Zodiac's favor, it's pretty hard to have all of those stars align against you. But like if all those stars align against you, there's like nothing that Zodiac provides you to just dig you out of your hole. Like you just die. Rivals is a dogshit game, but the best video game character is locked behind it. That's kind of fair. I remember that run. I lost my house. I'm sorry you're on the streets. In my defense, horrible seed. I don't like using that excuse because it is like, it does boil down to a skill issue, but like, my God, that seed was fucking atrocious. Like, that was turbo ass. There will not be another character like Spider-Man in Rivals. Real footage of what my teammate says in a ranked match right before they go 0-72. W glass break. God, my nose is so fucking itchy for no reason. This is so annoying. Now that I've pointed it out, I don't want to itch it because now I feel awkward about it, but like, my God, it's driving me up a fucking tree. 072 Spider-Man be like, GG no heals? Bro, literally. And see, like, that's the thing, because that pisses... Dude, I played ranked Rivals last summer, like, quite a bit, and that would fucking make me crash out. Because, like, I'm not the best player by any means. By any means. But like, dude, there would be people who would be like borderline inept at video games. There would be people playing in like silver and gold lobbies who you would swear on your life had never seen a video game controller before. And then those would be the motherfuckers yapping about how the team is bad. And it's like, bro. And it's also just annoying because like you get at least one of those people like every other game. Losing to a skill diff in Rivals is like, I'm not even mad about that ever. I will never be mad. I will never be mad at losing to like a skill diff on Rivals. But I feel like the vast majority of games that you lose on Rivals are 2 evenly matched teams, except like the team that loses has just like 1 or 2 shitter players who either don't know how to properly play their role or just like refuse to swap when it's like a bad team comp type of thing, right? And those games suck ass to lose. When you lose to a skill diff and the guy that beats you says easy diff, I will climb through the TV. That makes me mad, but at the end of the day, a skill diff is a skill diff, man. Like that would make me angry, but it doesn't make me in the same, because it's still like, I mean, that it's like, that is just like your opponent being a loser. When you lose to somebody who's on your team that is just like genuinely terrible, that's like viscerally frustrating because it's like completely out of your control. Like in those situations where you just have bad teammates, you can play literally perfectly and it doesn't matter because like you're just gonna get skill diffed because your team doesn't work as well as like an oiled machine as the other team does. Like losses that you can't control. Like that shit is like my #1 complaint about Rivals. There's a lot of games that I lose because I'm like, you know, the other team is just better. And it's just like, well, it is what it is. But there's like an equal or probably like higher amount of games where it's just like, I feel like I played perfectly. I feel like a lot of people on our team were locked in. And there's just like one guy who either doesn't know what he's doing or like refuses to know what he's doing. And that shit's like so frustrating. I'm going to go get a terrible night of sleep because you threw the game. Have a good stream. Appreciate you, Tyrannus. We'll see you tomorrow, buddy. Low-key, I'm a one-trick pony Spidey, but like if I gotta fill, I gotta fill and know how to play others, just don't have as much fun on it. Yeah, that's fair. I also think it's different in like ranked and QP. Like if people are throwing in QP, I'll get mad if they're being dickheads and if they're like yelling at the team. But if people are just like bad in quick play and they're throwing, I don't give a fuck because that's what quick play is for. Like I don't get mad in quick play unless it's like people being like dickheads, like mean. I don't get mad at bad players or like bad team comp in quick play. But when you do the same thing in ranked, that frustrates me a lot. I stick to quick play, maybe some ranked now and then, but I rather not get stressed. Yeah, I think that's the ideal way to play Rivals. I want to play ranked just because, like, you know, it is nice to have, like, something on the line. It's nice to have stakes to the game, but, like, that just makes me... It just frustrates me so much more when I lose, which is, like, not fun. So now I pretty much just stick to quick play. If I'm queuing with, like, 2 or 3 friends, I'll go ranked, because then at least we can, like, you know... We know our play styles and our characters, so we at least have like a better route of communication that way. But like, I'll probably never solo queue Rivals ranked again. You should start a Minecraft server and call it Focus Block. Yo, write that down. Write that down. That's good comms. I'd rather rip a black deck. No, literally. Ironically, though, same reason why I don't like black deck in this video game. I think 99 times out of 100 when I lose in gold stake on any other deck, it's because of a skill diff. Or maybe not even a skill diff. It's just like, you know, there were 2 branching paths that, like, on analysis both look good. I picked one. I got punished. The other got better support. It is what it is. I die. I feel like 99% of games end like that, or they end in a skill diff. And then there's maybe like 1% like total outlier games where you do like everything correct and you still get punished. Bro, on black deck, that shit's literally like a 50-50. Black deck on gold stake, I feel like you could literally sit the best player in the entire game down, force them to do 100 black deck games like back to back, and at least 30 of them they could play absolutely perfectly with the knowledge that they have available, and they would still die. That I really don't like about black deck, and that's why I think black deck is like... Going back to what we were talking about earlier, that's why I kind of think black deck is like poorly designed. I don't mind there being a bad deck in the game. I don't even mind there being a deck that's like noticeably worse than like all of the other decks in the game. But like, bro, at the point where it's like a coin flip as to whether experienced players, let alone people who just play this game casually at like high difficulty, bro, when fucking experienced players who like play this game for a living, also I'm gonna get Crimson Heart diffed. I definitely should have re-rolled that, but it is what it is. When people who play this game for a living can fucking sit down and play black deck games and get owned doing everything correctly, like, is that not just like bad design? Like, I don't know. I think that genuinely just boils down to like the philosophy by like on a player by player basis. I think there are definitely people in the world who would argue that you shouldn't be able, who with like perfect knowledge, who would argue that you shouldn't be guaranteed to win every game. But I feel like if you have perfect knowledge, Or not perfect knowledge, but if you play perfectly, I feel like a win should be achievable on every deck. That's just me. Black deck on OG Gold Stake. I don't know how people do it, bro. People who like black deck are too endless pilled. I think the game has been, you know, out for so long and has been perfected by so many people. Not perfected, but it's been like analyzed and played for so long by so many people that I think there's like not hardly any black deck enjoyers now. Like black deck glazers got to be few and far between. How was this a 0x molt win, Lamau? GG. It's because we had bootstraps, man. Bootstraps is broken. Never balance that Joker. Just kidding. When I see people whose career is Balatro hate black deck and struggle with it on a high difficulty, it just feels so unenjoyable. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, and again, like, there's people with the philosophy of like, you know, even with perfect, like game knowledge and like even playing perfectly, you should still, like, you can lose on black deck and that's fine. There's people who are okay with that they can play perfectly on black deck and still lose. I just think that's poor design. And again, like, I think that just boils down to player by player. But I think, me personally, I think there's a giant, I mean, like, look at Doc's, like, daily gold stake series that he was doing for the longest time. This most recent one that he was doing, not, like, at the genesis of the game, but, like, the series where he would take chat-suggested seeds and stuff. Bro, there's a reason why he doesn't hardly ever do black deck seeds on that, like, on that series. And it boils down to a lot of the black deck early game is just, like, you pick a line, you get punished for it, even if you play perfectly, and you lose. And there's just, like the one black deck seed that I can recall him doing, he literally said, yeah, if you did everything like perfectly here, you would die. I had to analyze the seed to find a line, and then he went from there. When the best player in the entire game, when somebody with like 4,500 hours or whatever, however many hours Doc has in the game, has to like look ahead in the seed just to not die, like, is that not an issue? I just don't see people who are like, I can't see eye to eye with people who are like, that's not an issue. You shouldn't be able to win every game. Like, I just hard disagree. The extra money that you lose is not worth the extra Joker slot. No, it's not in the vast majority of runs. Because in the vast majority of runs, the amount of money that you're losing means that you're never, like, surviving long enough, or even if you are surviving long enough, you're not generating enough income in, like, a timely enough manner for you to even fill the 6th Joker slot. And even if you are, in the vast majority of games, like, especially in the early to mid game, black deck is just such a fucking attrition grind that you're probably just filling it with some dog shit, like, perishable rental, like, Mystic Summit or something, just so that you're not, like, dying. When the guy that worked with Local Thunk had to go into creative mode on a seed, it's GG's. No, that's what I'm saying, right? In poker, they call it a cooler. You play perfectly and lose. See, and, like, people are... That's what I'm saying. Like, some people are okay with that being, like, a part of a game's design philosophy. I just disagree. I just think that's super cringe. I think if you play perfectly, you should be able to win every game, right? Every seed, every what have you. Same thing with, like, Slay the Spire. Like, obviously, Slay the Spire Ascension 10 is going to be hard, but I think if you have the game knowledge and if you play perfectly on Ascension 10, you should be able to win every Ascension 10 game. I don't think every Ascension 10 game should be a breeze, and I don't think every Balatro game should be a breeze, and I think a lot of them aren't, especially, again, for, like, casual players who just have, like, 50, 60, 70 hours. I think a lot of the gold stake wins that are already in the game are not a breeze on Balatro. And same thing with, like, A10. But I think if you invest, like, thousands of hours into this game and know them, you know, intimately enough to play perfectly, I just don't think it's an unreasonable claim that that you should be able to win every game that you queue into. You know what I mean? I don't know. Green or erratic? I'll put a poll on that as well. New poll. What deck... Question mark. Green, erratic. Everybody vote. 1 minute poll. Everybody vote. Did any of y'all see the 250th USA anniversary passports? I have not seen that. The only game that has done a perfectionist character properly, IMO, is The Binding of Isaac. I still have to check out Binding of Isaac. I've never played it in my entire life. Excuse me. My bad. Erratic 6/7's end stream. That's the thing. Almost every other deck is a benefit or at least a compromise for what it offers. +1 hand, +1 discard, +$10, +2 hand size, -1 joker slot. The -1 hand from black deck just completely destroys the +1 joker slot. Plasma is hard until you figure out how to beat it. Green is difficult because you have to work around the new econ. There's no figuring out black deck. Black deck sucks. Like, I mean, yeah, essentially. There is figuring out black deck. I think black deck does have a play style that you can, like, you know, that you can grasp onto. But even if you're like, even if you play a ton of black deck, like I said this last night. If you put somebody in a room and made them play 100 games back to back of Plasma Deck, which I think is the second hardest game to gold stake, Plasma Deck is like really awkward. And it's like it's really difficult because of the ×2 scaling, but more than that, it's really awkward to play because it has such a vastly different play style from any other deck in the game. But if you locked somebody in a room and made them play Plasma Deck 100 games back to back, I think you would see like definite improvement, and I think you would see them have like a positive win-loss on Plasma Deck if they were able to like lock in on the deck, get a bunch of games under their belt, and see like, okay, these are the strategies that do well on Plasma, etc., and so on. I don't think that same thing would happen on black deck. Obviously, if you played a ton of games back to back, you would improve on the black deck, but I don't think you would get to a point where you would ever have like a positive win rate on black deck, which I think is just bad design, again, personally. And again, I'm not saying that I'm like right. Because there does have to be a weakest deck in the game, you know? I just think it's such a... The delta between black deck and, like, a C-tier deck is just so large. And I think that's the main issue. Double tag into voucher. Ooh, no faces. No faces, lots of clubs. 7 7s. We were so close. 7 7s, 7 8s, 6 10s. Actually, a rare gambit where, like, you could, in theory, make straights work on erratic deck. If you just strength, like, 1 8 into a 9, you could probably make it work. Still wouldn't recommend. Still probably always, like, a 3 oak angle, but... I mean, it's like something. What's our best flush angle here? Clurbs, but we have way more spades in hand. I think we only discard 1 spade, though, because we're not super likely to get one on the backswing. Could we have natty? Could we have had natty full house or a flush house? Am I like a dumb chud? I think we could have had natty at flush house. This score's like dog shit. I should have probably just went for the clurbs. Ah, no, I can follow. Okay, yeah, pair of queens still wins here. That's not bad. Erratic deck is by far the most hit or miss deck, just by design. Either you get something absolutely wild or just an almost completely generic deck. I would argue that that Ghost deck is... It's more abstract in how hit or miss it is, but I would argue that Ghost deck is worse than Erratic for the same reason. Because Ghost deck, the way that, with the way that Polychrome is so polarizing, Ghost deck is literally just if you get a good shop 1, you win the entire video game. No ifs, ands, or buts. And if you get a crap shop 1, then you like immediately have to steer and you have to start like, you know, you have to start wondering like, okay, when do I sell the hex? Do I even sell the hex, etc. and so on. But I guess in a vacuum, yeah, Erratic is like the most hit or miss. Straights during Pride Month? How dare you? It is April the 29th. It is April the 29th. I think I'm going to sell this Even Steven just to get some money flowing. I should have done that after playing a hand or two into this boss. But I think we're still going to be getting out in 2. Yeah. Should be chilling. Nice. Perishable abstract, too. Not a big fan. List on 3 Oak. We'll put a pin in that. Bull's not bad. Bull's actually, like... Dude, the more I play with Bull, the more I glaze him. Bull's just, like, actually kind of unbelievable. Like, leaps and bounds better than Bootstraps, which is, like... The main reason why I don't like Bootstraps is because it's very mechanically similar to a certain Joker, but it's just like Boots is so unbelievably outclassed by Bull. It's like crazy. I mean, yeah, generally Chips is greater than Molt. I mean, yeah, but like the rates are just so wild. Like if you have $40 with Bull, if you have $40 with Bull, you have what? 80 chips. If you have $40 with Bootstraps, it's 5 for 2. So that's what? 16 Molt? Like 80 chips is just infinitely more valuable than 16 Molt, no? Obviously they can both scale ridiculously, but like with chips being more uncommon and Bull just feels like it scales in a more strong fashion, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like Bull is just so much better. 2 chips per dollar versus 2 Molt per $5. That's standard rates for chips and Molt. I don't know, man. Maybe I just need to run Bootstraps more then. Maybe Bull feeling better is just like anecdotal. But I feel like Bull always overperforms and Bootstraps is always a dumb chud. One thing I don't really understand is why so many people hate Castle. What's your opinion there? Jokes aside, I think it's unironically because Raffle hates Castle. I think Raffle hating Castle has evolved from being a meme and has, you know, ingrained itself as being like an actual take in the community. But also Castle's very easy to hate because it can whiff, and Jokers that whiff feel very bad when they whiff. I mean, we've seen it happen on my streams. I'd be getting a Castle and that we have like 37 spades and then we have like 4 diamonds, 3 hearts, and 2 clubs, and that bitch be hitting diamonds like 3 blinds in a row. It's because it's easier to find other Jokers that provide Molts. Yeah, that's very true. Doc said 7.5 chips is 1 Molt value-wise. Hierophant and Priestess. $10 on either is 20 chips and 4 Molt, so 5 chips per Molt. There's a reason it feels ass. That's what I'm saying. Do you like Blackjack? I used to like Blackjack. I think I'm more of a poker guy now, but I mean they're both pretty fun, I would say. Spectral, give me that Hex Bull. That also works. Now I can take Telescope. Do we run 3 Oak now? I feel like with Bull we just run pairs, dude. Craps? I've actually never played Craps in my entire life. Quick, no thinking, favorite Joker, go, Shortcut. Checks all the boxes for me. Very fun Joker. Very unique effect. And like way stronger than people give it credit for. Un-VIP me for saying that, thanks. Based, I just think Shortcut, dude, Shortcut needs so many more glazers, I'm not gonna lie. I will say Certificate is a close second. People are gonna accuse me of copying Espa for that take, but I do really enjoy a Certificate build. Even without all the stuff that makes it like turbo broken, like hologram synergy and stuff like that, bro, just like flooding your deck with a bunch of seals will never not be fun. Okay, and I don't know the psychology behind it, but it is so cool to just have a deck with like 30 seals. The Blackjack Balatro-like game is not great. I feel like there's so many of them now that doesn't like... That statement kind of doesn't hold weight in my mind. Because there's like a ton of like Blackjack Balatro likes just because Balatro has been so successful. Do we go for like Diamonds Flush here? I guess there's no reason not to. Lucky Cat is my fave, but like Seance is such a pet joker, I love forcing it to work. Bro, I hate Seance, I'm sorry. Xgla, if you're still here, I apologize, because I know you're a D1 Seance Glazer. I do feel bad about hating Seance, but I will never not hate Seance. Also, we're dead because I'm relying on Misprint instead of rolling down. GGWP. Two Eclairbs. Could be just like a full house angle. Then we're shipping... Then we're shipping high card, which feels bad. I think we just do this. Thank you, Misprint. Very cool. Okay, can I get any Molt Joker in the shop so that I don't just pass away to the grubby hands of Misprint? I'll take a Juggler for as long as I have to-do list. I'm selling Abstract here. I should have popped the Arcana before I did that, but I'm selling his goofy ass just because I would not mind him reappearing as in the shop. Punished because there's a Temperance in here. That's fine. Do we take a Chaos, maybe? If we have Bull, then usually my philosophy with Bull is we don't reroll. But if we have a Chaos, then we can reroll and keep our Bull healthy. I honestly like that line quite a bit. Even if it's Eternal and that makes me scared. Okay, Rental Supernova is like fire here. Now we just play pairs and we win. Just gotta trade your suit tarot cards for spectrals by holding them and forcing it. Yeah, okay, unironically, I mean, you can watch my video, my YouTube video that I did on the 1.1 update where I said that Seance doesn't need a rebalance, and I literally cited that as my my reasoning, because you can just trade suit changers for tarot cards if you just play straights. The more I play the game, the more I realize, in Gold Stake specifically, straights fucking suck. And that's not actually how Seance works. It does depend on the deck, in fairness. Like, obviously, if you're doing that on Painted deck, maybe there's less of a chance for you to get punished, but in the vast majority of runs, you're just not playing straights, and if you're not playing straights, you're not getting Seance value, even if you have, like, suit changers. Seance in Gold Stake is, like, only good in Checkered. I'm not advanced enough in with my checkered ball knowledge to dispute that. Yeah, in White Stake, I think it's fun, though. But I think you can say the same thing about 8-Ball, right? 8-Ball's a terrible joker in Gold Stake. Like, on a, like, horrible joker in Gold Stake, in my opinion. But in White Stake, it's, like, probably my most fun joker to build around, personally. But, like, Gold Stake, there's just so many stars that have to align for an 8-Ball to not just, like, blow complete ass. And Seance is, like, the same way. Doc would be mad at you? I feel like it would more so be Zano that's mad at me for saying 8-Ball is bad in Gold Stake, right? I feel like Doc would not, I feel like... Doc would not have the take... that, or he would not disagree with the take that 8-Ball is bad in Gold Stake. I don't want any of these. Why did this message get held? What the fuck? Hey, Focus, wouldn't mind your community's take on my deck builder. Can I link the Steam page? Yeah. If you're not, don't link it in chat, because I don't think you can link links in my chat. Don't quote me on that, but even if you can, I don't want you doing it here anyway. Join my Discord. React to, like, one of the welcome messages or whatever. And then in my Discord, there's a self-promo channel. Just put it in there, and people will definitely latch onto it. The genuine issue with Seance is that many Spectrals incentivize you to move away from Strushes. I think Seance... honestly, that's, like, one of the lesser problems that I have with Seance. Because I view Seance in the same way that I, like, kind of... It's harder to view it in the way that you view Runner, but I kind of view it in the same way as Runner, right? I think it's meant to be. I think the way Seance is meant to be played is you play like 3 straight flushes, absolute maximum, and then just pocket the spectral cards and then sell it. I think you shouldn't be building into straight flushes if you're playing Seance, which sounds counterintuitive, but it's because of exactly what you said. The problem with that is just that Seance is so fucking ass cheeks that it's inconsistent to get value out of anyway. So it's like, you never rotate into it, much less like rotate out of it once you have the value. The Virgin Seance versus the Chad Sixth Sense. No, true though. We'll take the roll here. I think we're fine into this blind, right? Are we fine into Needle? I actually was not paying attention. We might not be fine into Needle. Seance gives Ouija Incantation and Sigil. Yeah, that's also a problem that I think not a lot of people want to admit. I mean, it's good that there's variance in the spectral cards, because like obviously if every spectral card was broken, that would be a problem, but so many of the spectral cards just feel like awful. Like chat, for the people who play Gold Stake in here, when was the last time that you took a fucking Ouija at all? At all. Well, okay, let me rephrase. When was the last time you won a run where you took a Ouija? You know what I mean? Never? That's precisely what I'm saying. 67 years ago. Do y'all feel that the gameplay loop of 80% of Spectral Packs being a hard skip is good or nah? I don't think it's 80% of Spectral Packs, but a lot of them do feel bad, I ain't gonna lie. Couple times on Painted. I can see Painted. Even still, I feel like you'd be better just like forcing 2-pair, but I can see Painted just for like the funsies. I like that. One time I Ouija'd Kings into a Wraith Baron on Ghost deck, genuinely. I think that says more about all of those things lining up than it does Ouija, but we'll still count that. What was I going to do? I was going to calc the hand. Also, is my mic like being funny? I feel like I'm getting feedback from it, but I think I might just be schizophrenic. Hello, Soul King. Welcome in. Painted is the only time I can ever recall popping a Ouija. I think we popped it once in... I think Jokerless Ouija meta we found out was like okay, right? I think we won with an early game Ouija on Jokerless. I think that might have been during our streak, actually. But like the vast majority of the time, it just feels like a bad trade-off, no? 4 base molts, 20 erosion molts, and then we would have 9 supernova molts. That's 33 times 200. Yeah, we don't even get close to beating this. Could just be Wily Joker 3-Oak here. I think that's just the angle, and we pray that Venus gets us out, because if it doesn't get us out, then we just risk like re-rolling too much and losing bull value. So I think we just got to take that. This probably also doesn't win if I had to speculate. Oh, wait, we could play a 4-Oak here. 4-Oak's still better than 3-Oak. There's a little bit of risk involved in that, but we do have a lot of 10s. We also have a lot of 7s if we wanted to move that way. Let's actually go into 7s, because then worst case scenario, we still have the 3-Oak to play. But there's more 7s in the deck. Okay, we didn't end up drawing a 4-Oak of either. Oh no, we drew another 10. So if we would have kept 10s, we could have had a 4-Oak. I don't know how relevant that is. Probably it actually is kind of relevant here. Yeah, it's like the same amount of supernova molt, relatively speaking, too. If we lose by like a handful of points, probably we could have just kept the 4-Oak and been fine. Okay, we're chilling. Soul King with the Hydrate, appreciate you. I think Ouija isn't even overpowered if it didn't drop your hand size. Yeah, I agree, man. I think it not being overpowered is more so like a product of the meta, though. Because Ouija, if it doesn't drop if it drops your hand size, Ouija is just like bad. Like a lot of the time. But even if it doesn't drop your hand size, like the vast majority of games, Like, if you're rolling into, even if it doesn't drop your hand size, if you're rolling into, like, an ante-3 or later Ouija, you're just not caring about that unless your run is, like, literally in shambles. I don't think Shock has realized it's me, guys. SMH. What do you mean has realized it's you? I am confused. Makes me wonder how Spectrals would behave if you could pull them instead of just using them instead of just using them off rip like Arcana packs. It's me, Kingman Gaming 100, new username. Yo, Kingman, love you to death. Appreciate you pulling up chat. How in the fuck would I have gotten that from the username Soul King? How would anybody in chat have realized that it was you, brother? Ew. Bad fool. Don't do what I'm doing. Punished. Would have been funny if we ripped some good shit, though. I legit set it up above and you missed it? Oh, so I'm a dumb fuck. Okay, never mind. It's me, Kingman, new name. Okay, so no, I'm actually just a fuckwit. Okay. Disregard. How do you win against Lever? What is Lever? How do you win against Lever in, like, ante-3 or 4 when you're playing pairs and aren't scoring with anything else? I don't know what you're referring to. Which, I'm assuming you're talking about a boss blind. Which boss are you? Just, like, describe the boss if you can't remember the name. I'm a turbo chud. When it comes to this game, I'll probably recognize what you're talking about. And then I can go from there. Multiplayer made a Ouija that was super broken. Destroy 2 or 3 random cards. The rest then get converted to a random rank. Yeah. I saw that they rebalanced that. Was that actually... Did that end up being, like, super broken? I mean, destroy however many cards is, like... I feel like if there was a Spectral card that was just, like, destroy 3 random cards, that would still be an above-average Spectral card. Sorry, the arm... the arm's, like, not that bad, honestly. In Ante-4, I think Ante-4 is, like, the most awkward place that you could find it, just because, like, you'll... Like, Ante-4 arm would be, what, like, 18,000 points, and that's not, like, anything to sneeze at. And then, you also probably have, like, a low planet level, so Ante-4 is, like, kind of stinky. And so that, you just have to, like... You know, you just have to recognize that you're going up against it off rip, and you just have to, you know, take signals from your shops. Maybe you ditch a couple econ jokers for some scoring jokers so that it doesn't nuke you. And etc. and so on. Ante-3, if you're, like, already committed to pairs, Ante-3 arm, you should only need, like, 2 hands to beat Ante-3 arm. Maybe 3 if it's, like, a really chuddy run. And then after that, I feel like you should be able to stabilize. Like, if you're not... If an Ante-3 arm is killing you with pairs, I feel like you maybe should have just, like, not committed to pairs. Or you should have just played, like, 2 pairs, because I feel like 2-pair into Ante-3 arm is, like, very respectable if you're doing a pairs build just to not lose levels. Like, I feel like it's still very achievable to beat the arm, because Ante-3 arm's only, like, 6,400 points. But yeah, Ante-4 arm is pretty much just like you gotta be on your toes. You gotta recognize it from the start of the blind, and then you gotta start, like, looking through your shops and thinking ahead about that shit. Because if you're not thinking ahead about Ante-4 arm and you just, like, happen upon it, I can definitely see how that would kill you. But I think realistically, if you're, like, keeping that shit in mind, it shouldn't be, like, too bad. It's still gonna hurt, but it shouldn't be, like, too bad. You know what I mean? Also, am I dead to Flint? I might be. Now, I'm probably not. W Lucky Procs. They love me. How does Shock feel about Strixhaven? I did my, in my, like, personal friend group pod, we did our first draft. It was my first IRL draft, and it was everybody else's first draft in the pod. First off, for it being everybody else's first draft in the pod, I don't know if it was just because, like, Strixhaven lays it out very nicely, or if it's just because, like, everybody in my pod are the GOATs. I feel like everybody drafted very well for their first draft. But outside of that, I felt it was really nice. Obviously, I can't say much about it off of like one draft. Like that's not an ample sample size, so to speak. But I had fun with it. Cards seem balanced. I played an Orzhov deck. Orzhov seemed to have a lot of fun interaction. I thought it was a good time. And for like commander players and stuff like that, I feel like there have been a lot of cards to get excited about. Both based off of like power level, but also like, hey, this is fun mechanically. And I just kind of like the vibe of Strixhaven. I'm going to keep it a stack. I'm under the impression that not a lot of people liked OG Strixhaven. I feel like not a lot of people enjoyed that set. I've always kind of liked Strixhaven. I think it's kind of a neat idea. My bro pulled the new Prismari. Yo, that's huge. Isn't that card like a bag right now? What's the Boros one? The Boros one, I'm pretty sure, is like buku bucks, is it not? Did you see the leak for Reality Fracture? I have not seen that yet. Also, I always loved Strixhaven as a set. Yeah, I feel like Strixhaven was fun. I don't know, maybe I'm tripping, but I feel like the public opinion of it was like kinda negative. To the Moons. They're both perishable. If this was like non-perishable To the Moon, I'd maybe consider slotting it in over Rebate, but both perishable, we probably just keep Moon or Rebate. Let's go for one of these. They're making Chandra mono blue. Well, they already made Rawl. What was Rawl in this set? Rawl was mono black in Secrets of Strixhaven, right? Which I thought was kind of silly. Blank Antimatter Day? Yeah, blank Antimatter is wild, dude. 2 Antimatters back to back. That shit's crazy. Chandra Chill of Compliance, I think. That's kind of cool. I like sets that do like the... What was it? Like the future sight thing? Where they like shift a bunch of cards. I think that's a neat idea. I like that. Was it Future Sight? What am I thinking of? It was the one with the weird borders where they like shifted a bunch of colors around. Or maybe the weird borders was its separate thing and I'm thinking of something different. Way too late for red card. Although with it being hollow, it probably gets better value. It doesn't get better value into the wall, but after the wall, it probably gets better value than Erosion. But I need stuff for right now. Also, I need to roll down because we are very much not beating wall right now. Insurance card, my beloved. Dude, red card is hella sexy. Oh, fuck. I just made my erosion worse. I'm actually a dumb goober. Okay, we have hella glass. I can't reroll anymore. Okay, I can take one more reroll. I can't reroll any more than this. This is so cringe. I think I gotta do this, and we just gotta pray that glass gets the job done. Realistically, I think we're dead to wall, though. Probably I could have avoided death, although I don't know what the line is, because I have not been paying attention. I've just been yapping about fucking Strixhaven with chat. Oh yeah, we're turbo cooked. Red card, aka Spectral Pack Insurance. True. I think we could have gotten 3 molt hits there and it would not have helped whatsoever. Do I have... Were both of my glass cards kings? No, one was just like a rando glass, right? If I maybe had 2 glass cards, one hand, we maybe could have had a chance. Maybe. But I think realistically, we're just dead here. Damn, honestly, though, like... Bro, with Chaos and... what's it called? Antimatter? Like, we're re-rolling a ton, and, we have extra Joker slots. Like, I don't know what we're supposed to do against wall there. Maybe I missed a photo because I was yapping. Probably I missed a photo because I was yapping. Those 7s. Can't wait for 1.1 with the new Banana Joker. I know the people want to see it. I really hope that that Thunk is not giving into the fan service and that there's not a level 3 Cavendish. I think a level 3, unless they adjusted the chance for Cavendish to break, I think a level 3 Cavendish would be insanely cringe. Or maybe if they give it like a new unlock requirement, like level 3 Cavendish is like, oh hey, if you do like something specific with Cavendish instead of just break it, then you unlock it. But I think if it was literally just like, oh, now Cavendish has a 1 in 100 to break and then you get a level 3 banana, I think that would be like unbelievably cringe. I think that would be kind of stinky. I think it's a plantain, which would justify it being separate from Cavendish and Michelle. Yeah, that I would enjoy. I would enjoy maybe like a Polyrath, Polytoad type of situation, some split evolution type shit. I think that would be a very fun mechanic to explore. But if it's just like a straight up tier 3 nanner, I think that would be not super fun. All right. I'm feeling something different, chat. We're nearing the end of our allotted time for stream, so to speak. Do we want to pivot to Papa Pizza? Do we want to see Raffle work a couple minimum wage shifts? I feel like that's maybe the gambit here. I gotta play some Spire too as well. Papa Ice Cream. We could play Freezeria too. Nah, but I started a stream profile for Pizzeria, so I gotta lock in on that. Yo, I'm so close to 100%ing Freezeria though. I got 50 hours in Papa's Freezeria Deluxe on Steam, bro. I'm missing 7 achievements. I'm so close to 100%ing that shit. I can taste it, bro. Damn, dude, it's bad, but like also it's, you know, it's Freezeria, so it's fun. Okay. Yeah, let's rotate to Papa Pizza. Let's put on some music. Preferably not Vicarious by Tool so that I don't get fucking DMCA'd out the ass on YouTube. That was probably so loud. I'm sorry. I've been dying trying to beat the Gold Stake Plasma deck. Any tips? If it's your first time trying to beat Gold Stake Plasma, a lot of people are going to tell you to make an X-Molt pivot. I think X-Molt pivots are very hard for experienced players to make, or to know when to take. And so I think if it's your first time playing Plasma deck Gold Stake, reset for an investment tag on Ante 1 if you're not below that, and then just chips max. Play 2-pair if you can force it, because it's a very consistent and very good scaling hand as far as chips go. And just look for chip win conditions. Look for Scary Face, Odd Todd, Arrowhead with retriggers. Look for Odd Todd, or I already said Odd Todd. Look for Wii Joker. Look for Castle. Look for Bull. Bull's like the best Joker of all time on Plasma deck. And stock up on as much econ as you can. Also learn Ante 1 Plasma deck. You can get out of the boss blind in 1 flush, and then Ante 1 you can get out of a 2-pair as long as the rank. You can get out with a 2-pair in the small blind as long as the ranks add up to 14. So like 10s and 4s 2-pair gets out, and etc. And then big blind is the same thing with 2-pair as long as they add up to 19. I would say that's pretty important for just maximizing your dinero. Anyway, let me change title and such and category. Am I going to be the only streamer in Papa's Pizzeria Deluxe again? Bro, it's fucked up. We need more pizza gamers. Pizza gaming. Slingin' meats and meatin' slings. I don't know, man. And meatin' cheeses. Wait, that goes hard. Wait, that's actually a bar. Slingin' meats and meatin' cheeses. That's actually a bar, chat. You cannot lie. You cannot lie. Okay, how do I fucking stream settings? There we go. Live gaming. I gotta change the YouTube title. Papa's Pizzeria. Slingin' meats and meatin' cheeses. That doesn't fit in the title. Fuck me. Okay, we'll just do Papa's Pizzeria. She meatin' on my meat till I'm slinging cheese. Ball right. Gonna pivot into a Pop Pete's streamer. Don't call it a Pop Pete's streamer, please. All right, let's rotate. Let's watch Raffle work a minimum wage shift. I feel like it should be she cheesing on my meat till I'm slinging cheese, right? If you gotta say meat, if you gotta either say meat twice or say cheese twice, I feel like you gotta go she cheesing on my meat till I'm slinging cheese. She cheesing on my meat till I cheese. That's kind of, that doesn't flow. If you say cheese twice, you gotta find another verb for the tertiary noun, so to speak. We should just stop. Ban Soul King. Just kidding. Okay, Papa's Pizzeria Deluxe. Yo, I feel like this is so loud. I know we had this discourse last night. Is this like a fine volume? It's not that bad for me, but I feel like on stream, this has got to be loud. Love Void Cat. He's the best. Hey, address him by Glumbus. What's the trick to knowing if a flush will get you out of ante-1 small blind in one hand? On Plasma deck, pretty much any flush is going to get you out of ante-1 any blind in one hand, since we were talking about Plasma. On any other deck, the chip count of the flush just has to add up to 35, right? Right? 35 or 40? 40, right? 40, sorry. Gotta add up to 40. It's fine for me. All right, we're chilling then. We got the Tastyville Trio special. Yo, we got the new special. Did I buy the special board? No. There's no, I've played 3 days of this game. There's no way I've had enough money. No, we didn't buy that. All right, lock in. Can I do any quests? I can not buy anything for 7 days, and then I knock out that fuck-ass quest, if that's still a thing. Yeah, don't spend any money in the shop for 7 days. I feel like while we're still in the early game, where everything's easy and we have the least amount of ingredients, we should just knock that shit out immediately. So let's just not buy anything in the shop until we get that achievement. Is there anything else that we can do? The rest of these are just, like, unlock shit. These are hidden. That's holiday stuff. Leave 4 pizzas in the oven at the end of the day. There's always one of these. Okay, I can do that. Are there any mini games? No, there's no mini game achievements. Okay, I can do the leave shit in the oven one. Rustic Roman. Love Glumbus, our Lord and Savior. I would slay even Doc in Balatro to save him from the void. To welcome him to our world, I'm making Bruno Romano wait. To become our eternal ruler, his reign shall last millennia and eradicate all bad people from the world. That's a little dystopian. Me and Shock by his side, me his sword, and Shock his trusty pen. No one will be able to stop us. I don't even know how to respond to that. That was a very passionate chat. Oh shit. Okay, perhaps I shouldn't have made Bruno wait. All right, now I'm waiting. Now I'm making this other customer wait. God damn it! What do you need? Tastyville Trio. All right, we'll get to that in a segundo, as it were. 4 pep. Who the hell just orders 4 pep on a pizza? I mean, are we dead ass right now? And then 4 sausage. How the fuck do you even like that? I guess. How are you supposed to do 4 sausage on a corner? How would you even space that to where it's, like, not stupid as fuck? I think that's just fine. Light bake pizza. Yo, we're on day... Are we on day 3 or day 4? We're on day 4 and there's already light bake. Okay, I gotta lock in. Jesus Christ. This game does not give you time to fuck around, man. It's actually wild. They're fucking slave drivers at Papa's Pizzeria. God damn. Bum-ass Rito? What a shit pizza order. That's crazy. What the heck is this? Bro, you don't recognize Peak? You don't recognize Peak when it comes in knocking? Look at that. Look at that intuition that I had for that pizza to be lightly cooked, bro. In fairness, I don't know why I would have that intuition, because anybody who lightly cooks their pizza is a psychopath and should be ostracized from society like the absolute menace that they are. Mushrooms. 8 mushrooms as well, and then the 4 sausage will go like this. Oh yeah, that's a Tastyville trio if I've ever seen it. Okay, Jesus Christ, man. I stopped to have 1 yap session. I got orders out the ass, bro. Chill. Fuck's sakes, I haven't even done customer number 3's pizza. Cracker crust, tomato sauce. I fucked that up. It is what it is. Fuck! Oh my god, I'm throwing. I'm actually throwing so hard. Sausage, that's bad topping distribution. Oh my god, that's such bad topping distribution. Fuck! Also, what kind of fuck-ass order does Janana have? Rip. Bro, give me a damn break. Hello? This is the closer. I haven't even served the first pizza, bro. I'm gonna get my ass handed to me on this day. Are we dead ass? I have to serve this pizza, or otherwise I'm gonna get like a negative 14-point score. Jesus Christ. Okay, that's a sexy pie if I've ever seen one. Come on now. Just rate your food already! Okay. We're fucked, man. That's 78% on the wait score? Yo, I literally waited to yap for like 10 seconds. And it fucked my entire... It threw my entire day off kilter. What are we doing? 4 pepperoni? I mean, bro. That's a crazy order. Okay, that pizza's good. I gotta lock the fuck in. Tastyville Trio gets 4 slices. Chat, do we respect 4 slicers here? I low-key respect a 4 slicer, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like that's a controversial take. I feel like that's a controversial take. I don't mind me a 4 slicer. I'm always gonna go for the default 8, but if I'm at like a buddy's house and they cut it into 4 slices, I'm probably... There's like a very low % chance of me taking them to the public square to flog them for all to see. You know what I mean? I feel like that's like... I feel like a 4 slicer is fair. 4 slice for personal pizza is goated. I will say that too. I will definitely say that if you're just like macking a pizza by yourself, yeah, 4 slice is kind of the meta. Do we mess with 6 slicers, chat? I feel like if you slice your shit in 6 pieces, you're a menace to society. That shit takes way more work than what it's worth. 7 slices, 11 slices. How about a 1 slice? At what point do we not just call shit a calzone? A 1 slicer? Okay. Bad start. We kind of locked back in at the end. That was a good day. That was a good day. Bro, I feel like jokes aside, like, what are you doing if you're slicing your pizza in 6 pieces, right? That just takes so much more work than just going for an 8 slicer. I've eaten more than 1 frozen pizza without cutting it. I probably have as well, man. Not gonna lie, when I do frozen pizza at home, I do not cut that shit. I eat it on the pan, too. My wife bullies me about this relentlessly. I mean, if it's a frozen pizza, I'm not gonna lie, that's respectable. What about just tearing it apart like an animal? Depends on the day. I respect it, though, the majority of the time. Drunk whole DiGiorno over the sink? Bro, can we talk about how DiGiorno... First off, DiGiorno, above average frozen pizza. My one complaint with DiGiorno, and it is a gargantuan complaint at that, you could literally set up a, like, oven facing the core of the sun and slap a DiGiorno on that bitch for 27 minutes. It would come out doughy as fuck, bro. It's genuinely baffling engineering how I can, like, cook the shit out of a DiGiorno pizza and it's still doughy in the center. How do you do that? How do you do that? I can literally cook. DiGiorno pizza is like it's the only pizza in the frozen pizza meta that does that consistently. I can cook it above the temperature that it recommends for literally double the time, and it's still doughy. It's like, it's almost impressive. The trick is that rising crust is a scam. Got to get the normal kind. Well, I do get the rising crust, so maybe I'll bias towards the normal kind now. Maybe that's just the meta. Maybe I'm not a knower. Favorite frozen pizza though? Damn, that's kind of a hard question. Okay, I'm gonna have a boof ass niche answer. There's a local brand. I don't know how, like, regional it is, but I do know that it's a brand based in Wisconsin, so I would not be surprised if it's, like, a regional brand. There's a frozen pizza brand called Draft House, and it's a bit on the expensive side for what it is, but it's also, like, a much more filling. It's expensive, but not to the point where it's obnoxious. Like, it's more expensive, but you get way more toppings, and it's like a more satiating pizza. But Draft House Meat Lovers, I think, is unmatched in the frozen pizza meta. Draft House Meat Lovers, or it's like 5 meat or whatever that is, kind of unbelievable. They made Wild Mike's smaller. I don't know what Wild Mike's is. Also, I've never had Red Baron outside of one time when I stayed the night at a buddy's house like a year ago. It was actually the first time that I had Red Baron was actually the night before Unseen Vagabond and Sizak and I did the Pokemon tournament that we did. When I was on that shit for off of like 2 hours of sleep because I just stayed up all night at my buddy's place. That night was the first time that I've ever had a Red Baron. Never had it after that or before. I will say Red Baron is a contender just off of that one experience. Red Baron is fucking fire, dude. Very good pizza. All right, who else are we making as a part of the Papa's Pizzeria cinematic universe? Should we keep it to a Balatro streamers theme? What are we making our second employee? I'm a disgusting Totino's chud. Totino's always going to be the best value, bro. Not a big fan of Totino's pizza, but it's pretty hard to argue with a frozen pizza that's like that cheap. You know what I mean? Murphy, 3. I don't know what 3 looks like. And Murphy, yeah, we could do Murphy, actually. That would be kind of funny. Put 3 to work. 3 already does enough for this community. We do not need to put 3 to work. They deserve the pizza mines? That's just not true. I had to look up a portrait of Murphy. All right, where's the Murph? Here's the Murph. Okay. He's always wearing a beanie, man. I don't know what to make his hair into. I feel like I've never seen Murph without some kind of hairpiece or hat on. Unseen would be funny. Yeah, we could also run an unseen angle. That would actually be pretty funny. That would actually be pretty funny. We'll do an unseen angle. That's actually easier to do on stream because I have pictures of unseen on my hard drive. Don't read too far into that. Dude, the fucking unseen, the picture of you in like the bowling alley or whatever with the Dr. PP shirt. Unmatched, bro. Fucking unmatched. Okay, Harold. All right, what are we thinking? Harold's pretty... I would say Harold's a pretty slender guy. Maybe just like... Harold's like 5'6", so I feel like the height slider we leave right in the middle. Not a very large forehead, noticeably. Not in the, he's not in the Raffle and me category of large foreheads. Bro, dude, that picture of you is crazy. That one's awesome. That should be your profile picture, by the way. I'm just saying. It perfectly fits my 4 fingers. It's a forehead. That's my real gun. That, you know what? I was gonna give you shit for giving me that factoid, but honestly, that does make it better. The Dr. Pee-Pee photo of you is better though. It's got far better lighting. I'm gonna keep it a stack. It's better for this context, but the gun picture is way better. Just like, you know, in general. How's your posture? Your posture in the gun picture is like, I can tell you were still like hard grinding League of Legends in the gun picture. Your posture in that picture is terrible. Your posture in the Dr. PP one is like pretty good, I feel. We'll like split the difference and we'll just leave that in the middle as well. Does Unseen have a large head? I would say maybe ever so slightly larger than average, but not really. Okay. Any freckles, any birthmarks that we can point out? I feel like this that one. I feel like that one. Kind of the same thing as me there. That's relatable. I gave you some normal pictures. Not using those. Sorry. Okay. What does current here? Let me pull up Unseen's last. Let me pull up Unseen's VOD from tonight because I need to know how current Unseen hairstyle looks like. Because there's a bit of wiggle room between gun scene and Dr. PP Unseen. What's the hair looking like now? And it's kind of a split the difference angle between those. Let's see the normal pictures. Okay, yeah, that's a decent picture. Gun scene picture, legit like 8 years old, by the way. I mean, I can kind of tell that you're like younger, but bro. You fucking age like honey. It's crazy. That shit is kind of wild. I'm not gonna lie. Excuse me. Okay. Let's lock back in. What are we doing here? I'm gonna test it anyway, but this is not Unseen hair. Also, give me the fucking proper hair color of this lad. Yeah. Okay, that's good. I feel like that's maybe not too bad. Could be this too. Does Unseen have bangs? Unseen definitely has bangs. So I feel like this one's the angle. The bangs here look kind of fucky though. Is there... I don't think it's gonna get much better than that. This? I don't think so. I think that looks a little too unkempt. Jackson with the follow. Welcome in. Appreciate you. I feel like it's got to be maybe one of these. Oh, this looks better for the character. It's got less bangs, but I think that looks better for the character. Once again, fair skin. We'll leave that unchanged. Maybe even a shade lighter. Yeah, I think the I stay inside all time shade works the best for Unseen. Once again, not a diss. Kind of got the same thing cooking myself. I would say... What's the size variance here? We'll go, like, here on the mouth slider. And then... I actually feel like the default character does a pretty decent Unseen impression. Let's see. I sent you some old ones. Interessante. Wait, this is this is fire. This is W lore. Wait, this is huge. That one of you in the striped shirt is the best headshot I've ever seen in my entire life. Dude, okay, see, this is exactly what I'm talking about, though, and this is the same problem that I ran into when I pulled up to your stream the first time. You literally look like somebody that could have graduated with me because of how you age. How long have you been out of college, and how, like, close to your college graduation was that picture taken? Because if that picture was taken, if I'm not mistaken, I feel like you've been out of college for, like, 4 or 5 years at this point. If that picture was taken close to when you graduated, you literally have not aged a singular day since then. Like, no exaggeration. A singular day. Unseen, like, graduation garb Harold looks literally the exact same as present day Harold. Okay, I think eyes are in a good spot. Maybe the spacing. I feel like even the default spacing was fine. Nah, I like this better. Little bit spaced. Default spacing in all the Papa's games are kind of whack. What else do we have here? Pretty, like, horizontal eyes, if that makes sense. The slanted eyes just don't look good in this game. I feel like you have slanted eyes, but they just don't match up in this game. I feel like these eyes are much better. And then what do we got for them? Eyebrows. Default eyebrows, honestly, not bad. Maybe like the same as Raffle eyebrows. Honestly, I feel like those are better. Maybe these? No, those are too high up. No, definitely not. I could see that, maybe. I feel like these are better. Yeah, I feel like that's fine. Graduation pictures from May 2020 actually have not aged a single day since then. Like, it's uncanny. It's uncanny, bro. All right, anyway. I think this is our Herald. I think this is our Herald. Bang. Let's go Espen and ham. Chat, how do we feel about ham on pizza? What are we thinking about that? That's a pretty good Herald. I feel like that's a decent Herald. And then we got the Herald in tandem with the Raffle. Honestly, I think the Raffle and the Herald are both, like, pretty uncanny. Raffle looks pretty similar to, like, IRL Raffle, I'm not gonna lie. I started cooking that character up as, like, a meme, but it ended up not, like, being that much of a meme, I can't lie. And then mushroom only on the right half. Okay. Light cooking, so I gotta check that. Ham's good on pizza, not my go-to, though. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about it. I don't think ham's kind of like a mustard situation, like what I was talking about earlier. I don't think I would ever opt for ham on a pizza that I was making. But if I, like, pulled up to a buddy's place and they were like, oh, hey, I made pizza and there was ham on it, like, I would be macking that shit. I would not make a fuss. Never gonna be something that I think about, but, like, I don't have a problem with it. Oh, fuck. Oh, wait, that was actually, like, perfect timing. I thought I overcooked that shit. That was pretty good. And then sausage, no, yeah. Bang! Wait, we're chilling. Yo, I'm high-key locked. 4 slicer, I'm gonna serve that one up before we take the next order. Mustard on pizza. Not mustard on pizza. We had a, a side conversation about just, like, mustard in general. during the Scrandle segment. My mom loves Hawaiian pizza, so I'm used to it from childhood. It's not my favorite, though. I'm not a big fan of Hawaiian pizza. I've said it like 1,000 times because we've talked about pizza a lot on the Scrandle. I'm not like a stickler about Hawaiian pizza. Like I'm not a pizza purist, as it were, where I'm like you know, pineapple doesn't belong on pizza in any way, shape, or form. But I'm just not a fan of that shit, and I never have been. Just does not taste good to the old Focus Shock taste buds. Tim, please put in your order faster, man. I got shit on the oven. I'm trying to run a business here, okay, dude? Trying to keep the fucking lights on and you be yapping so slow, okay? Come on now. It was fun to come back and hang out with the new boy, but the new The Boys episode just dropped, so I'm off the PC for the night. Yo, before you go, is season 5? It's season 5, right? Is the new season fire? Because I have not interacted with the new season of The Boys at all, but I intend to because it was one of my favorite shows in high school. Bang. Quinn. Sometimes the Hawaiian got jalapeno and we're in a different ballpark at this point. That's kind of fair, honestly. Okay, I gotta lock in. Unseen, I love you. Go to bed if need be. I will read your take in a second. Actually, I have a little bit of time here. It's okay. I think the mass opinion is that it just keeps getting worse every season. I'm really good at just brain off enjoying TV and movies, though, so I like it. I don't know. I feel like, yeah, I can understand that with season 4. Season 4, they're just a lot of the episodes just felt like filler. The beginning and end of season 4 was like really good, but the middle like 4 episodes of season 4, I just could not tell you fucking like anything that happened from them besides like the weird like dungeon thing, which the boys loves to do. Excuse me. I like the boys, but when there's a slow episode, you can feel how bad it is, and this season has been a lot of slower episodes. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Definitely getting interesting though. Doesn't feel like too much filler so far. Okay, that's good at least. I'll probably still end up checking it out either way. I want to be updated on boys lore so that when people make pop culture references, I can go, I understood that! Yay! So I'll probably still watch it. There's that pizza. Bang. Night, Unseen. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for being my delivery driver. You're the GOAT. That was a really bad 6 slicer, I feel like. Okay, not bad. 100% baking score. New achievement. Let's go. The Homelander meme is hilarious. Huh? Huh? Is Pizza Pachinko a minigame in this game? Is that Harold? Yeah, it's Harold. Harold and Raffle are my 2 employees. Oh, shit. I fucking hate this one, too. Because this one is literally just if your opponents get a head start at all, they just collect all the coins, and then it's impossible for you to win. But Pizza Pachinko is actually just like, I don't know how you're supposed to win that one consistently. This one, there's at least a little bit of skill involved. Pizza Pachinko just actually feels like RNG all the way. It is crazy, man. That's not obnoxious. My bad. No, don't trap me. Don't collect. Stop collecting coins. Yeah. Slip in the oil, idiot. I need the furnishings for my restaurant, bro. Almost just hit a coin looking at chat. Or hit a cone. My bad. I'm kind of illiterate. Square window? Dude, see, okay, I'm gonna have this conversation while stream is, like, winding down. I don't know what it... I genuinely don't know how Twitch view count works. Can we talk about this? It's probably just as annoying for my fellow streamers still in chat if I have any of those. Bro, I looked at the timer, or I looked at, like, the view count, like, literally 2 minutes ago when I was telling Unseen goodnight, and it was at, like, 37 people. I looked at it again during that minigame. It peaked at 60, and now as I'm saying this, as these words are leaving my mouth, I'm at 43. You're telling me 20 people, 20-plus people, pulled up to me playing Papa's Pizzeria, sat and watched for, like, 2 minutes, and then left? Like, bro, there's evil afoot, is all I'm saying. I know everybody already knows that, like, the Twitch view count is, like, whack as shit, but, like, bro, I genuinely don't know what to make of it. There's so much, even within, like, the smallest periods of time, because I obviously understand a lot of variance in, like, long periods of time, because that's just, like, how viewers work. But, bro, that, like, 20-plus viewers of variance within, like, 10 seconds, and, bro, now I'm at 51, and immediately after I started saying that sentence, I'm at 46. That's reasonable, but going from, like, 30-something to 51 in that, like, minute-long span where I was yapping about it, like, bro, what is happening? I don't understand how there can be that much variance in, like, a minute-long period of time. That's so odd. Yo, mama's so fat, she counts as 20 viewers on Twitch. Yeah, that's actually kind of fire. It's because I got here and I'm so fat, Twitch counts me as 5 people. While I was reading that, I went down like 5 viewers. So somebody else who's really fat also left. A streamer I watched got botted and he had like 2K viewers, but what's crazier is they botted everyone in chat, so I have 383 followers now. I reported it. That's kind of funny, though. Not, the streamer getting botted is not funny. People in just randos in chat getting botted, that's a little bit funny, I gotta say. What even is cracker crust? It's like exactly what it sounds like. It's like if the crust was like a more moist saltine cracker. Like, it's not the consistency of a saltine cracker, because that would be way too dry to be good. But it's like if the crust tasted like a saltine cracker, but still felt relatively like pizza crust is the best way that I can describe it. I actually mess with cracker crust quite a bit. I just feel like there's not many people that there's not many places that support the cracker crust meta. Moist saltines sound gross. Bro, it's okay. That's a bad description, but it's literally just like pizza crust if it was a saltine cracker. It's good. He's describing it so poorly. I am, because I'm a fuckwit. But it's genuinely really good. Just trust. Just imagine a crunchy, crispy crust. Yeah, it's crunchy, crispy, but it also tastes like a cracker. No. Anyway, that's the end of stream. Let's see who we can drop some folks on, shall we? W Papa's Pizza sesh, so to speak. Bang, go here. It's like thin crust and it's like a big cracker. It's not moist saltines. Well, I didn't want to describe it as just a saltine crust, because that's not what it is, because I feel like that would be gross. So the closest thing that I could come up with is, okay, imagine a saltine, but it's not as dry, because I feel like that's kind of the consensus. I don't know. I am describing it poorly. Bottom line is it's good, and if it's intriguing to you at all, you should try it, because you'll probably enjoy it. Again, I just don't know places that support it, though. Like, I'm going to keep it a buck. All right. What are we thinking for a raid, chat? What are we thinking for a raid? Burbivore is playing Balala? Is Burbivore just streaking? Or what's Burbivore doing? I know Burbivore was doing C++ for a while. Me? Odin, what are you playing right now? Minecraft? Chat, who do we want to raid? Could raid Burbivore doing Balatro, could raid Odin doing Minecraft, or we could raid who's the other one? We could raid Tism doing Slay the Spire 2. Some A10 streaks. Those are the I think those are our 3 angles. Astronaut is doing an all gold stickers speedrun. Also Burbivore going for lossless C++. I think it's a Burb angle, no? We haven't rated Burb in a long time. I feel like Astronaut was in chat not too long ago though. Am I tripping? I feel like I might have just made that up. All gold stickers is a fun speed run though. Oh, and this shit just started. Yo, let's raid Astronaut. I think that's a good play. All right, chat. Love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate y'all. Be back mañana with more stream. I believe tomorrow is our 6 p.m. day for the week, right? Am I correct, Amundo? Yes, tomorrow we'll be back at 6 p.m. CST. So keep your phones on and etc. for the early stream. Or earlier. Still like an evening stream for me. But yeah, keep your eyes open for that. Keep your eyes peeled for that. It's so buns for me. That's when I go to work. I'm sorry, Ampy. I sorry. But yeah, outside of that, love you guys. Stay safe. Sleep well. And have a good one. Catch you mañana. And thank you all for hanging out.